81 degrees. Ready to go. Chase Shores on the bump. Jonathan Lane at the plate. Shores with the wind and the first pitch. And it's foul. A little tapper towards the third base dugout, and we are underway. Time of first pitch, 1:03 Central Time. Lane again, right-handed hitter. And another swing, and this one a spiking ground ball foul again to the third base dugout. So far, Lane this weekend 1 for 7 at the plate, batting .143 against Tiger pitching. Sits back in the box, trying to get a good look at Chase Shores, the tall right-hander. Ahead in the count, the 0-2 pitch. Slider misses away, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Buzzy, how do you see the recipe for success today? I know you kind of mentioned it earlier before first pitch. Kind of keep on keeping on LSU in this 10-game win streak. Formula and recipe for success. There's a swing and a miss. That will help. Chase Shores with a punch out to get the game started. 1 down here in the top of the first inning. That recipe for success brought to you by BRQ Seafood and Barbecue, official catering service of LSU Athletics.
Yeah, well, it's getting off to a good start, and that helps striking out Lane, one of their better hitters on this Lion team. And you said it you talked about it in the interview with Coach Johnson about playing good defense. I think that's something that's overlooked a lot of times in baseball. You catch the ball behind your pitcher, you're going to have a chance to win a lot of games if you don't make errors.
First delivery to Rippon, the left-hander, up in on the hands, missing for ball 1. And it's 1-0. So far on the weekend, Rippon 0 for 6, has scored a run. The swing and miss at this fastball at 95, thrown up there by Shores, evens the count 1-1. This one slapped and a base hit into right field. So Rippon with his first hit of the weekend, and with 1 out, Lions get a runner aboard.
Yeah, I think it's important to get off to a hot start for LSU. They did it in Friday's game. They limited North Alabama. They didn't score their first run to the 5th inning, and LSU had already put up 7 runs before that. Yesterday, Anthony Ianson, who after giving up 2 runs in that first inning, really settled down. Ended up having the 15 strikeouts and pitched incredible, just like he did against Nebraska and Frisco. But a good hot start for Shores is just be with the doctor orders.
Matthew Delgado now stands in with a runner at first and 1 out. He takes a big cut, fouls it into the screen above the first base dugout, and it's 0-1.
But I like Shores early. He's throwing first pitch strikes. North Alabama being very aggressive, and Rippon actually put a good swing on that the last batter, but I like Shores being in the zone early.
Rippon with a lead off of first as the delivery is low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Matthew Delgado, who's been the leading hitter for the Lions this weekend. 2 for 6 with a run scored, had a double, drove in a run, batting .333 against the Tigers thus far. 1 out, runner at first, top of the first inning. Shores fires. Nicely done. Beautiful breaking ball, off speed, inside corner, just above the kneecaps. Not much Delgado could even try to do with that. It's 1-2.
Yeah, a lot of times Shores will throw kind of 2 different sliders. He'll throw one slider that'll almost like the get me over pitch for a strike, and then when he gets you to 2 strikes, he'll throw that thing a lot harder and try to get the swing and miss.
The 1-2 from Shores. This is a knock and just out of the reach of Dickinson. A liner through the 4-hole, and 2 hits now for the Lions and back-to-back at-bats, and they've got runners first and second.
Well, the pitch before that, he went with an 82-mile-an-hour slider and kind of flipped it in there for a strike. And then that one, he tried to really get a little more on it, as I just told you. He went with the 84-mile-an-hour slider, but just got underneath it, and it hung up a little bit out over the plate. It wasn't that good sharp one that he tries to get with 2 strikes. And Delgado, who has been their leading hitter, as you mentioned, Chris, one of the better players on this Lions team, just rips one to right field. And see if Shores can pitch in the clutch early in this first inning.
Delgado with his 3rd hit of the weekend. Now Shores will face Kraska, and there's a first pitch strike to make it 0-1. Went right back to the fastball at 97 on the gun.
Yeah, had some juice behind it. I wasn't able to see Ianson in person yesterday. I know Cade Anderson on Friday, his velocity was up for him. He looked really good. And
here's a bouncing ground ball. Dickinson grabs it at second. Relay to Milam and over to first to Jared Jones for the twin killing. The Tigers, after putting a couple of runners on, the double play from the defense, able to help out the starter Chase Shores, and the Lions come up empty. No runs, 2 hits. They leave one man on, and we now move to the bottom of the first to go out there, be aggressive with the strike zone, because they can rely on what's behind them. And we saw it just there. After giving up the 2 hits, the defense comes up with the double play to get the Tigers back in the dugout and get them to the plate. It'll be Derek Curiel to lead it off, and the first pitch from Pinchton is fouled back into the screen, and it's 0-1.
Well, defense is a thing, too. You feel like you can bring that every day. I mean, at times your hitting will go into little slumps. Maybe your pitchers, here and there won't have their best stuff, but you just feel like you can play good defense. That should be something that you can bring to the ballpark every day, and that was a heck of a double play in that first inning.
This pitch inside just misses the kneecaps of Curiel, and it's 1-1.
Curiel, relative to the season, has had just an okay series so far. Only 2 hits. He's 2 for 7, hitting .286 against North Alabama.
The 1-1 from Pinchton, off speed but upstairs, missing for ball 2, 2-1.
But I like him in the leadoff spot. I've mentioned this a lot. He takes a lot of pitches. He's got a mature approach. He doesn't really look like a freshman up there. And even when he gets out, he always seems to have those quality at bats. Makes it he's always a difficult out.
2-1. Missed above the letters. Now a hitter's count for Curiel. Dangerous spot there if you're Pinchton. As Curiel, as we said, batting .429, off to an incredible start. Does not look like a true freshman in the field or certainly in the batter's box. Here's the 3-1. Good take, missed outside. Pinchton going to give up the leadoff walk. The Tigers get the leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the first inning.
Again, coming into this game, Pinchton had 4 walks in 13 innings. He got the loss last weekend on Sunday against UAB. Through 6 innings, gave up 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. So his first walk of the game here, and that's one thing Jay Johnson's offensive they do. They draw walks, they get on base. That's kind of part of Jay Johnson's theory.
Now we'll see Jared Jones. Jones with a 2-run bomb yesterday, and that 6-2 win, his 5th home run of the year. Also added another double. He's got 8 doubles on the season, batting .424. Pinchton checks the runner, now fires. Jones lifts this one high in the air down the line in right, but it will find the seats way down at the very last row down the line in right field. And it's 0-2 now to Jones.
Yeah, LSU, if I'd have told you LSU had 6 home runs on Friday night and Jared Jones wasn't a part of that, you probably never would have believed me. But he got in the mix yesterday, and it was a big homer. LSU and North Alabama were tied going into the 5th inning, and he hit that home run to take the lead.
The 0-2 pitch got loose from Pinchton high and outside, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mentioned 70 degrees out here. Steady breeze blowing left to right towards the Intimidator sign, high above the diamond deck in right field. But a real comfortable day to be at the ballpark, and a lot of Tiger fans taking advantage of it here at the box. Curiel with a lead. Pitch to Jones, and a good eye. Just missed a little high above the letters, and it's 2-2.
Now, one thing to keep an eye on with Pinchton is he really likes to go to that slider a lot, and especially to right-handed hitters. We'll see if the scouting report says the same thing. It was what he's going to do today.
2-2. Fouled back by Jones. Looks like he just got a piece of that with the end of the bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Curiel again with a lead off first. The 2-2 pitch. Big swing high in the air to right field. Alex Wade giving chase to the track, to the wall, and this one is going to carry on out of here. Jared Jones just muscles a home run deep to right field just inside the foul pole, and the Tigers take a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning.
That was a great description of it, Chris. Muscled is the key word there. I'm going to tell you, when it was off the bat, I didn't even thought he had a chance of getting out, and that just goes to show you how big and strong. That's 3 home runs for sure that he's hit to right field in this last week. He had a couple against North Dakota State. He pulled the one yesterday, but just stays inside out, but just big and strong, and it keeps carrying out. That's glad to have that guy on our team.
Leadoff walks always come back to bite you. And Pinkston gives up his first home run of the year. Gives up 2 runs here to the Tigers in the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring Daniel Dickinson, the Tigers' second baseman, to the plate. First pitch, breaking ball, caught the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Pinkston tries to shake off that Jones home run. Dickinson, though, not going to make life easy for him. Dickinson with 5 home runs as well this year. That one missed high. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. And this one hammered, but down the line foul just above the bullpen and into the seats in left field, out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Was listening to Jeff Palermo, Hunt Palmer yesterday on the call for the game. They did a fabulous job, and they had a little miniature debate in between innings, or from inning to inning. First the 1-2. Dickinson ground ball and a nasty short hop at Billingsley at third. Gets over his glove. Going to be backed up by Leighton Jenkins in shallow left field. The shortstop gets a hold of the ball, but Dickinson, expect to see this maybe be an infield hit. Again, could have been handled, but boy, that was a nasty short hop. Got up on Billingsley and hit him right in the heel of the glove, but we'll see how they assess it here. No decision as of yet. Well, they're going to give it an error. So an error on Billingsley, the third baseman. Does allow Dickinson to arrive. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. And we'll see Josh Pearson. He's having a great senior campaign. But Hunt and Jeff were discussing on who's going to lead this team in home runs. Obviously, Jared Jones, the first that comes to mind. But Daniel Dickinson has shown the ability for power. Clearly, there's a strike to Pearson.
Well, I don't bet much, Chris, but if you went to the bookie window and the odds would tell you Jared Jones would be the guy, he'd be the favorite. But I'll know this, it's really good to look down at that lineup and see the 2-3 hole with now a combined 11 homers. But Jared Jones and Dickinson coming into this game were 5 apiece, and for a team that we knew we'd get the power from Jones, we didn't know where else we'd get it.
Pitch low in the dirt to Pearson, now 2-1. Now, I don't mean to misquote our colleagues. I think what they were actually debating was, yes, Jared Jones probably leader in the clubhouse to lead the Tigers in home runs. Who else will be there behind him?
Yeah.
That's probably a better way to frame it. Runner at first, nobody out. The pitch to Pearson. A nice delivery there by Pinkston on the inside corner to even the count, 2-2.
Well, Dickinson has certainly been a guy that showed that he's got the power early, and then we know about Luis Hernandez, who is not getting the start today, but he had 23 homers last year at Indiana State, and a guy that has some power in that bat.
2-2. Pearson skies this one, but it gets out of play down the right field line. Count remains 2-2. I'm going to go with my Cinderella candidate, again, to be right there in the thick of the race. I think Stephen Milam.
Yeah, and what's funny is if you lined them up, in a row, he'd be maybe the last guy you picked. But that's just the great thing about baseball is it doesn't matter how big you are sometimes. Mike Fontenot back in the day wasn't that big, and he hit a bunch of homers for LSU.
Pearson fouls this one back behind us. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I say that because last year, as the season went along, Jay Johnson multiple times told me before the game, told me during the weekly radio show, just wait. Milam's got such a good swing, so good fundamentally, that the power will come. And on the back end of last year, he was right on the money. Here's the 2-2. Pearson line drive, but a dying line drive handled by Jonathan Lane at second base. Looked like he came off the bat pretty good, but then just kind of died, and Lane had to drop down, basket catch that one at second base. Curiel not venturing, or rather Dickinson not venturing very far. He stays at first. And we'll see the aforementioned Stephen Milam now. With one out, still a runner at first, and the Tigers leading 2-0 thanks to Bear Jones' home run to right field. Milam batting .390 on the season. Just an incredible approach at the plate. 23 of 59 so far this season. Throw over. Dickinson slides back to first base. Josh Simpson, assistant coach, first base coach for the Tigers. Josh Jordan keeping an eye on things down the line at third. One out, runner at first. Pitch to Milam. Inside corner called strike. Let's introduce you to our officials today. Clayton Ham at first base. Brian Hale, umpire at second base. Michael Lusky at third. Christopher Griffith behind the plate calling balls and strikes. 0-1 the count to Monster Milam. With Dickinson down at first, the pitch. And Milam takes ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Milam, a guy that you just have so much confidence in. And I'm going to tell you, Chris, I don't know what side I like him better at. I mean, you flip him over when there's a left-handed pitcher to the right side, and it seems like he's just as good, just as confident there as he is from the left side.
That's what we thought last year. Here's the 1-1. Off speed, but a strike at the belt, and it's 1-2. It kind of felt like early on, more effective from the left side, and then as the season wore on, remember multiple conversation, Bill Franquez and I on the road talking about looking at the numbers, and again, just a complete player in Stephen Milam. Again, a throw over, and again, Dickinson easily back to first. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch goes opposite field and drops in left. Great piece of hitting by Milam. Just found where the pitch was located, got his bat out there, and just kind of forced it into left field. Gets his 24th hit of the season. Now the Tigers have runners first and second. Still just 1 out in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, youngsters, you want to be good hitters. When you get a pitch out over the plate as a left-handed hitter and you don't try to pull it, you just go with the pitch, as they say. You can, you too can be a Stephen Milam if you work hard enough, because sometimes that's, to me, that's prettier than if you rip a ball down the right field line, down the pull side, because that shows discipline. That shows a lot of just talent to be able to do that.
And if you're watching or listening, stop and go get the bat and go work on it now if you want to have a shot to be like Stephen Milam.
Well, I worked on it. I just couldn't do it. So there's you still got to be talented. So.
We'll see Jake Brown. Brown with a great freshman season a year ago. This pitch low and inside. That'll even the count now to Jake. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jake batting .325, 13 hits on the year, including 4 doubles. He's driven in 7 runs. Got an opportunity here. The ground ball right of first base is foul. Make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Curiel led off the inning. Aboard on a walk. Jared Jones came to the plate. Sent a baseball packing into the diamond deck in right, a 2-0 LSU lead. Dickinson got aboard on a fielding error. Pearson would line out to second base. Then Milam singles opposite field to left. Now Brown, base hit up the middle into right center field. They're going to go ahead and wave around Dickinson. There'll be no throw home, and an RBI single for Jake Brown. His 8th ribby of the season, and the Tigers make it a 3-0 lead over North Alabama. Runners on the corner, still just 1 out, and we'll see Tanner Reeves.
Now, Jake Brown took the off-speed pitch, and it was away, but kept the hands back just long enough. Lane, the second baseman for North Alabama, was played to the pull side, so he was played a little over towards that 4-hole, and possibly if Lane was playing just normal double play depth, that could have been a double play ball, but name of the game is hit it where they are not, and Brown was able to do that.
Well, Pinchton now in a little bit of trouble here. In the bottom of the first inning, we're going to get a mound visit. David Mervis, the pitching coach, going to call for time, go out there. They've already sent some personnel, have the Lions down to the bullpen. Nobody up and throwing, but they're starting to stretch and starting to see some action down there as they take this time out. Visit with their starter, Anthony Pinchton, again a senior right-hander.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers weren't bad coming in. Again, he had the 4 walks at 13 innings, under 3 ERA, but really the ERA as a team, it's going up a little bit, obviously, with these last 2 games for LSU, but they were sitting in the 3s for a team ERA, which in college baseball is pretty doggone good, but LSU's had their numbers over the last couple games.
So now Coach Mervis back into the dugout for the Lions. And we'll see Tanner Reeves, who's had a great weekend thus far. Got his first home run as a Tiger on Friday. 3-run bomb. Batting .292 on the year. Got another start today at third base. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Pitch from Pinchton, a fastball up, missing for ball 1.
Well, a guy that has home run power as well. We talked about guys who could possibly be in the lead for home runs. If Reeves gets enough at bats, gets enough playing time. I mean, he hit 8 homers last year at Glenn Junior College, and he hit 20 the year before.
This one fouled back into the screen.
Yeah, good battle at third base. We know what Michael Braswell can do. We saw it last year, and Reeves probably brings a little more power to the table. They both play really good defense from what I've seen early in this season.
1-1. It's a strike on the inside corner. Get Pinchton ahead 1-2. You mentioned his time at Blinn Community College. And I know these numbers certainly got the attention of Jay Johnson. A .398 average over 2 years with 28 home runs and 142 runs batted in.
Oh, yeah.
Again, runners first and third, 1 out. The 1-2. Runner goes down to second. Throw is going that way. And out at second base will be Brown. The throw left of second, but a nice job by the shortstop Jenkins. Bring it across to apply the tag, but coming in to score from third will be Milam. So that will increase the lead for the Tigers. Again, they were willing to give up the run to get the out. It was a good throw down by Delgado as far as timing. As I mentioned, it was a little left of second base, but a great job by Jenkins recovering, bringing it over and applying the tag. So with the bases empty now, there's a swing. Foul ball just into the railing of the Tiger dugout, and it's 2-2 to Tanner Reeves. 4-0 LSU leads. Again, I joked with Coach Johnson before today's game. I said, Jay, yesterday you guys use everything. Extra base hits, home runs, suicide squeeze. There's the swing. Reeves fouls this one out of play left side. It just shows you the vast array of tools this team has, something we haven't seen. And you and I talked about it Friday. I mean, there's a little more aggressive nature to the base pads, as we saw just a moment ago. LSU happy to take a run for an out at second base. And the 2-2, swing and a miss. Pinchton able to get Reeves to chase upstairs for the third out of the inning. But the Tigers put 4 on the board. 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error by the Lions after 1 at the box. Lions will have Alex Wilson to lead it off, a right-handed hitter. Chase Shores had his defense back him up there in the top of the first inning, and his offense gives him a 4-run lead as he comes out here to start his second inning of work. Slings the fastball in just off the outside corner, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, pitcher's best friend. You're always one pitch away when you got a couple guys on, especially somebody at first base where you got the double play in order.
Wilson swings, puts a charge into this one out in left center field. Great jump and a great play in left by Pearson. At full sprint, able to rise, get the glove up, make the play for a loud out, number 1.
Yeah, fastball up in the zone. I thought Wilson got enough of it to get down into left field. Wynn may have held it up a bit, but Pearson shows the good athleticism, and he gets on his horse and catches it relatively easy.
It's amazing when you watch that replay how close Chris Stanfield was to that play as well. But great communication in the outfield. He yielded and went behind Pearson to back him up. They make the play. Fundamentals out in the outfield for the Tigers. First pitch now to Wes Walker. Misses inside to the left-handed hitter. Fastball at 97 from Chase Shores, and it's 1-0. Walker with his 33rd at bat of the year. Batting under 100 as this pitch low inside, make it 2-0.
Shores in the start against Sam Houston in Frisco. He threw 89 pitches in that game in 5 innings of work.
This pitch got loose, gets by Aaron Beatty all the way to the backstop. Fastball uncorked at 96, but it's 3-0. So Walker, the start at DH today, awaits. He's swinging on a 3-0 pitch and fouls it down the third base line. It's now 3-1. On its way. Misses low. Again, steady diet of fastballs, but just unable to find the strike zone there was Chase Shores, and Walker with a 1-out walk. Heads down to first base, and the Lions get base runners again in consecutive innings. Now we'll see Alex Wade, redshirt sophomore out of Decatur, Alabama. Wade batting 167 this weekend, 1 for 6 at the plate. First pitch to the right-hander. Again, just missed low. Not missing much, Buzzy. That's what's interesting. A couple of those fastballs offered up to Walker, just missing. And that one again there, maybe just below the knees. Shore is trying to dial it in. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Wade unable to catch up to that heater. It's 1-1.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any science behind what I'm about to say here, but I've found over these first couple weeks that the zones have been pretty tight, not just for LSU. I find for the other team as well that the umpires have been pretty tight. It's been a hitter's type of zone.
The 1-1 bouncer, but foul. Makes its way down the third base line, and it's 1-2. I agree. I mean, I've spent most of this season with men's basketball, so haven't had the chance to see it right here behind home plate. But watching on TV from the center field cam, I would agree with you. I think really as a whole across college baseball, the strike zone started out tight this season. Here's the 1-2. Ooh, just missed off the outside corner, to your point.
Perfect example.
Aaron Beatty doing a great job of letting it hang there, but Christopher Griffith, our home plate umpire, not buying. It's 2-2.
I mean, Doug Thompson's not going to want to hear this, but the last out in the World Series when they won it in '97 that was like a pitch out in today's world. Ball was way outside.
There's a swing and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball. Kind of a half-hearted swing there. I'm not sure Wade was fully committed, but Chase Shores will take the punch out. That's his second of the day, and there's 2 gone in the top of the second inning. Are you really saying? I got to go back and watch this video.
Oh, it's a famous video that's been showed. You'll see it. It's out there a lot.
But I mean, I've seen it, but you'll go on record. It's a pitch out.
Well, it's down low for sure, and it may have even been off the plate a little bit. I mean, that pitch by Shores was way better.
Billingsley stands in and fouls it back into the screen. It's 0-1.
Now, with that being said, as a hitter in today's world, with everybody throwing 98 miles an hour, you probably want the tight zone. Back then, everybody had a bat, the -5s, and there was homers being hit all over the place. Maybe the zone needed to be a little bigger. You adjust with the times, I guess, Chris.
Billingsley behind in the count, 0-1. Runner at first and a swing. A little pop fly. Looks like Milam between second and third settles under it and squeezes it for out number 3. No runs, no hits. Lions leave one man on. They trail 4-0 to your Tigers. LSU coming to the plate. Aaron Beatty, Stanfield, and Curiel top of the order. When we return, this is plenty of baseball left. We hit the bottom of the second inning. Cade Aaron Beatty, the Tiger catcher, the freshman out of Tomball, Texas, will stand in. He'll face Anthony Pinchton, the starter for the Lions. Aaron Beatty batting 176, a double, and 1 home run already in his freshman campaign. First pitch he'll lift in the air, and it'll find its way into the seats out of play and right. And it's 0-1.
Yeah, highly recruited player out of the Houston, Texas area. He got his first home run against North Dakota State earlier in the year. And again, a guy that all the talent in the world, and just a little bit of a struggle to start the freshman campaign, but needs a little good fortune to happen.
The 0-1 to Cade. Misses off the plate outside, and it's 1-1. This one from Pinchton misses away and low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Get another state player of the year on this Tiger roster. Talking about Cade Aaron Beatty and the great state of Texas. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Just got a piece, fouls it off. Evens a count 2-2.
Yeah, when you got the number one player from, it seems like every state around, LSU's destined to be good again this year, but there's a bunch of Gatorade Player of the Year, a bunch of number one players coming out of every state.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Aaron Beatty. Driven in the air to left field. Rippon coming over near the line. Has room to make the play just shy of the track for out number 1. Pretty good poke off the bat. Looked like it caught into the wind and cut it down and allowed Rippon to get over and make the play for the first out of the inning. We'll see Chris Stanfield at the bottom of the order. Stanfield has certainly been a shot in the arm for this Tiger team after transferring in from Auburn after successful time there. Defensively in center field, and also all he can do at the plate and on the base pads. First pitch to Stanfield. The called strike at the knees, and Stanfield thought that was way low. So did a few Tiger fans. Pinchton taking a little extra time, checks the wristwatch, now comes set. Here's the 0-1. That one eye it outside. Stanfield nods his head and agrees wholeheartedly with Christopher Griffith, the home plate umpire. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Stanfield put everything he had into the swing, but just couldn't find the ball. It's 1-2.
Now, Stanfield hit 280 in the 23 season at Auburn. He hit 276 last year at Auburn.
1-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss. That time slowed it down, got the breaking ball, and Stanfield just swings over the top. Pinchton records his first, or rather second strikeout. Now we'll see Curiel, the top of the order now for the Tigers. Aboard on a walk, came in to score on that Jared Jones 2-run homer to get the Tigers on the board. In the distance, got the 141 special rolling by. There's a strike to Curiel to set him up 0-1. Pitch on its way. There's a strike on the inside corner. Fastball from Pinchton gets him ahead 0-2.
Yeah, the shift on for the Lions. Got the shortstop Jenkins almost, well, he's on the right side of second base.
The 0-1 down in the dirt, gets away from Delgado. Moves the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. A lot of open real estate to the left side of the diamond. Trying to pull this one. It's fouled by Curiel down the first base line. Got Billingsley on this defensive shift, playing basically in the 6-hole at shortstop.
I find this is where Curiel is so good. When you get to 2 strikes, he just battles so well.
1-2 pitch inside. Evens a count 2-2.
And again, he not necessarily always has to get the hit, but if he gets to 0-2, he just makes that pitcher work, fouls off pitches, takes a good pitch. There's always a quality at bat.
Not looking for Curiel to do this, but a good bunt, and he might double. This pitch misses outside to fill it up 3-2. A little bit of moisture, maybe.
Yeah, no kidding.
On the grass.
All the room in the world over that third base side.
I may be able to hustle out a single if I laid one down. Here's a payoff pitch and a swing, late swing, but he gets a piece to stay alive. Still 3-2. Fans scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Find it all at your nearest location. Order online or in the app. Walk On Sports Bistro for the win. 2 outs, nobody on. LSU up 4-0 here. Bottom of the second inning. Derek Curiel batting for the second time today, and it's a ground ball into the shift. Going to be handled by Kraska, and he will toss to Pinchton, covering at first. for out number 3. So the Tigers, no runs, no hits, nobody touches base. Over the Lions of North Alabama, Chase Shores back out there to start the 3rd inning of work on the mound. Leighton Jenkins at the bottom of the order will stand in at the plate. Jenkins, the senior out of Collinsville, Mississippi. Is this one a called strike? And it's 0-1. Jenkins batting 125 on the season. 0 for so far this weekend with 6 plate appearances. Shores, 0-1 delivery. Blows a fastball by him, swing and a miss, 0-2.
That's a little unfair. Starts Jenkins out with a slider, get me over slider, and then 95 miles an hour. Jenkins not able to catch up to it.
The 0-2 from Shores. Rears back, the fastball at 98, just off the outside corner at the knees. Moves the count 1-2, but that's a great 0-2 pitch, and credit Jenkins staying away. Outside, evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tigers have Xavier in the midweek, then Missouri coming in to start SEC play next Friday. 2-2 pitch. This one lifted in the air, left center field, but great positioning. Pearson's there, takes a few steps, makes it look easy for out number 1.
Yeah, I mean, look, LSU's played the teams in front of them. That's all you can do, and they've won some games convincingly. They've had some close games. They've had to come back. They've obviously have a loss against Omaha. I think they've, but we'll know a lot more about this team in another 2-3 weeks whenever they get into the SEC play.
Now we'll see Jonathan Lane atop the order. He was a strikeout victim. 1 of 2 so far for Shores on the day. Fire a fastball in, missing inside, 1-0. Yeah, as you mentioned, on the trip around the SEC, 2 teams still undefeated. Alabama, maybe a little bit of surprise, although a lot of people felt like they'd be much improved this year. And, of course, Tennessee. That pitch missed inside, now 2-0. 2-0 pitch. Missed off the outside corner. Another fastball off the mark. Now 3 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, and both those teams, Chris, Tennessee and Alabama, lead the SEC in team batting average. Tennessee at 349 coming into today. Alabama 348.
3-0 pitch. Strike at the belt to make it 3-1. Lane taking all the way. Also good news on the schedule this year. Both the Crimson Tide and the Vols come to the box.
Yeah, that'll be a fun series when Tennessee comes in. Reigning national champions.
A little more room to work with. This one hit down the line, drops in fair in right. Karams off the low seating wall, going to be picked up by Brown. The throw's overthrown at second base. Milam couldn't get to it. Slide it in safely will be Lane. Picks up the double, his second of the year with 1 out. The Lions have a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, fastball out over the plate and does a nice job. Lane does a nice job just keeping it a couple inches fair down that right field line and gets on his horse. Brown played it perfectly off the wall, just Lane runs too well and gets in there safely.
So now we'll see Nash Rippon. Rippon had a single back in the first inning when they put 2 aboard. And a double play erased all of that to get Shores out of the slight jam. There's a first pitch called strike to Rippon, and it's 0-1. And the Tigers going to host Missouri here at the box. Mississippi State coming to Baton Rouge. Alabama, as we mentioned, then Tennessee, all coming in mid to late April. Pitch inside at the hands. Aaron Beatty going to fire down to second. Lane able to get back after taking a little too much of a lead for Cade's liking. It's 1-1 now to Rippon at the plate. The Tigers finish up with Arkansas, also a very great SEC series that will be played here at Alex Box Stadium. Lane with the lead off second. Shores gives a little extra look. Now the 1-1 down in the dirt. Aaron Beatty blocks it up, and it's 2-1 now to Rippon.
Chris, while we got a second, I want to wish good luck to the 9U Ascension Select baseball team playing over on the west side, my territory, playing in the Bruley, Port Allen area. They've got a game at 4 o'clock today, and they're listening and watching us right now as we speak, and so wish them all the best.
2-1. Missed outside. What time do they get started?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock?
Yeah.
Well, we might have time to run over there. You want to call that one? You want to do 2 today?
Get over there. We'll get the roster. Why not?
Yeah.
Get out of here early enough, hopefully.
3-1 now. The count to Rippon with a runner at second base. Lions a little threat here in the top of the third. This pitch missed outside. Ball 4. So Rippon now will reach base for the second time, and that's going to bring Nate Yeske out of the Tiger dugout. He'll meet with the infield and Chase Shores on the mound. And got to believe here, Nate's kind of going out saying, hey, look, you haven't thrown a lot of bad pitches. Strike zone's fairly tight. We can deal with that. Probably just a confidence booster here. You can almost see a little frustration there from Chase on a couple of those pitches that just missed.
Well, and as home plate umpire Christopher Griffith gets out there, Coach Yeske may ask him, hey, how far are these balls missing off? We feel like we're making some good pitches. Although it doesn't look like there's much conversation going on with the home plate umpire, Christopher Griffith.
I don't think Coach Yeske even acknowledged his arrival. But nonetheless, the meeting broken up.
Well, yeah, big spot, too. I mean, you got the 3-hole hitter. He's their best hitter. Not a ton of power. Only 6 home runs for North Alabama. All 6 players have 1 home run, so it's not like they've got one outlier that has 4 or 5 home runs. But this guy, he's sitting in a 3-hole. Something tells me Delgado, at 6'1", 225 pounds, can run one out of here if Shores is not careful. Had
a base hit back in the first inning. As we mentioned, Delgado, the best at the plate. They put the hit and run on. He tried to swing as both runners put in motion, but he fouls it on a bouncer down the first base line, and Delgado just tried to put it in play. So the runners head back to second and first. Lane at second, Rippon at first base, and it's 0-1 to Matthew Delgado. Fans, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, proud to be the official health insurance of LSU Athletics. Louisiana Blue, live Louisiana, we got you.
Yeah, Coach Prakniak for North Alabama, trying to get some things going, trying to put the runners in motion. A little hit and run by Delgado. So we're not going to sit here and just let Shores continues to carve us up. We're going to put the pressure to him, but
Coach Prakniak got a little extra time there for instructions to the base runners, and now Delgado digs back in. 0-1 the count. Runners take their lead. Shores to the plate. Miss low, ball 1.
Velocity's been good for Shores. Again, I mentioned Ianson yesterday. I didn't see much of him, but I imagine the velocity had to be good with 15 strikeouts. Looked like he had everything working. Anderson on Friday night was up to 95 miles an hour.
Here's the 1-1 from Shores. It's a bouncer up the middle, and a base hit will get its way into center field. Go ahead and send Lane in from third, and an RBI single for Delgado, his 7th ribby of the year. And back-to-back base hits, and the Lions on the board. They cut the Tiger lead 4-1.
Yeah, Delgado stays right back through the middle, doesn't try to do too much. I thought maybe for a second Milam was going to be able to get to it and put a glove on it, but
he took that one high chop on the infield grass, but the second bounce had the spin to get into the outfield quicker. Milam unable to get to it. So now runners first and second again, just 1 out. Kraska, the first baseman, a lefty, stands in. Shores delivers, missed upstairs, ball 1.
Kraska does have 1 home run on the year for the Lions. There's a little action now as a couple players are run down to the LSU bullpen. We'll get you a number here when we see someone throw it.
Off the end of the bat, lifted foul out of play from Kraska. It's 1-1. Shores approaching 50 pitches. This next one will be his 48th pitch of the game here in the bottom of the third with 1 out. Runners first and second. LSU leading 4-1. The 1-1 pitch, ground ball, and against the shift, it will make its way into left center field. That's going to score Rippon from second base. And now they've cut the lead in half. It's 4-2 LSU. 2 runs scored here by the Lions.
Yeah, you know, Chris, that's when, as a coach, you don't really get that upset, or at least I wouldn't, because that's 2 ground balls, one by Delgado and the next one right there by Kraska, that are not hit particularly hard. They're just hitting perfect spots. And I mean, if you got Milam positioned a little bit differently, that could be 2 double play balls, and Shores would be out of the inning. So you don't really get frustrated in a situation like that. Shores is making good pitches. They're just baseball's happening at this point.
Alex Wilson stands in, wide stance at the plate. Runners first and second, still just 1 out. Couldn't pull the trigger, and the pitch across the plate for a strike. It's 0-1.
Got number 43, Connor Benj, getting loose down in LSU's bullpen.
Shores 0-1 pitch. In the air, foul, out of play right side. Now Shores in the driver's seat, ahead in the count, 0-2. Runners again take their lead, first and second, just 1 out. The 0-2 pitch, staying alive as Wilson sends this one foul right side. Still no balls, 2 strikes. Delgado at second, Kraska, each with back-to-back base hits with RBI. A wait, and the 0-2 pitch to Wilson, sent back foul into the screen. So now we got a little battle here as Shores still works ahead. 0-2 the count.
Yeah, LSU took it to North Alabama on Friday night pretty good, but North Alabama responded yesterday. They were competitive in the game, and really, even though they're 3-10 as a team, I mean, a lot of their losses, they've been close. They've been in games. They played Tennessee tough earlier in the year. They played Auburn tough earlier in the year. So, team that knows their baseball.
This one just a little knock and a flare, going to drop into shallow right field. Jones gave it his best effort to get to it, but just had enough off the bat from Wilson to lift it in for another base hit. And now the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Well, again, Chris, I mean, kind of just sound like a broken record here.
Tough luck.
I mean, Chase, Shores is not making bad pitches, and they're not putting a whole lot of good wood on the baseball, but they're hitting it. They're just finding the holes, and sometimes that happens in baseball, and it's how you react to it. As we're going to have a little offensive timeout right now from the Lions.
So with the bases loaded, Coach Brackniak calls everybody in left of home plate. They're going to talk it over here with 1 out. Down 2 runs to LSU. Tigers up 4-2. Now the Lions have been able to kind of dot and spray 6 base hits. Already 2 runs in on 4 hits here in this inning. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
This is LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network and the LSU Sports mobile app.
Great Sunday afternoon to be here at the box, along with our producer Adam Gattuso and the entire SEC Network Plus crew. Buzzy Heidel, Chris Blair, bringing you the action of North Alabama and LSU. Game 3 of this series. Tigers up 4-2, but the Lions already 2 runs in here in the top of the 3rd. Threatening with 1 out and the bases loaded. Wes Walker, the DH, stands in. The left-hander takes the first pitch low and away, and it's 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, really focus, if you're Shores here, on making a pitch, staying down in the zone, kind of revert back to that first inning and what you did so well to get that ground ball, because, again, you're 1 pitch away. Pitcher's best friend is that double play ball, and the bases loaded. That can certainly happen.
1-0 in the dirt, blocked up by Aaron Beatty. Gets away a little to the right of home plate, but not far enough. That will keep Delgado firmly at third base, and now a 2-0 count to Walker.
And this is where the veteran Milam just going to come in, just talk to Shores, give him a little pep talk really quick. I say veteran Milam like he's been here for 4 years. He's been here a year and a half, but it seems like with all the great play last year late in the season and how well he's played so far this season, it just seems like he's been here forever.
2-0 the count. Pitch to Walker, puts a big swing in it, but fouls it out of play left side. Delgado at third, Kraska at second base, both of them with base hits. Wilson also followed suit with a single. He's at first base. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And again, Walker fights it off, sends it into the screen. It's now 2-2.
Yeah, I mentioned the double play ball. Dickinson actually playing pretty back on the grass at the infield position at second base. It's going to be tough to turn a double play on that. We'll see if Shores can't work one in here right now.
2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. The base is loaded. And again, this one an elevated fastball, but Walker able to get the bat up there, foul it back. It's 2-2. The count remains. Wind starting to pick up here. In fact, lifting the flags, fully unfurled out above the batter's eye. Blowing left to right. Bases loaded, 1 out. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. That time took a little off, but elevated. Swing and a miss. Walker could not find it. Shores records his 3rd strikeout and a big second out of the inning.
Yeah, Walker was in swing mode there. When you get a hitter in swing mode, you really, if you make a quality pitch, although that ball was up in the zone, it was almost too high. If it had been a little lower, Walker probably could have done some damage with it, but Shores went to the slider, stayed up in the zone, and Walker was committed to the swing from jump, just couldn't get on it.
So we'll get a pinch hitter here early as Coach Bragniak realizes the opportunity that is on the table here with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Zach Major will pick up a bat, a grad student out of Plantation, Florida, a left-handed hitter against the right-handed throwing Shores. First delivery, upstairs, outside, ball 1. Infield. Playing straight up. Now they'll move Dickinson a little closer to second base, but not much. Here's the 1-0. The left-hander sent back foul into the screen. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, Tanner Reeves at third. Stephen Milam at short. Daniel Dickinson, we mentioned, at second base. The Bear, Jared Jones at first. Pearson, Stanfield, and Brown left to right in the outfield, along with Kate Arambidi, completing the battery with starter right-hander Chase Shores. 1 ball, 1 strike to Zach Major. Major 4 for 8 at the plate this year, batting .500. First time batting with the bases loaded this year. The 1-1. Pitch inside, but he fouled it off, fought it off, and it's 1-2. Shores now ahead, and the crowd trying to lift up their sophomore right-hander here. Keep it a 4-2 LSU lead. Get the Tigers back to the plate. Delgado off of third, Kraska off of second, Wilson off of first with 2 outs and a 1-2 count to Major. Shores fires. Get him into fist it. Little fly ball. Flutters to the mound, and Shores takes care of it himself for out number 3. Apropos, as he works himself out of a jam with the bases loaded and just 1 out, he finds 2 outs. Though the Lions put 2 runs on the board over North Alabama. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Jared Jones will lead it off. Lions able to plate 2 runs. Make the game a little closer. They leave the bases loaded. Shores able to elicit a little pop fly to the mound as the first pitch to Jones, a called strike, and it's 0-1. R.J. Sherwood takes over in right field. Defensively for the Lions, after the pinch hitter unable to score any more runs from the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Jones. Jared with a 2-run homer, his 6th of the year back in the first inning. The Tigers on the board. Faces Pinchton again for the second time. The 1-1. Huge swing, lifted in the air. Foul territory, first base side. Kraska gives it a look, but it takes a bounce in the low seating and into the right field bleachers. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Jones.
Yeah, you tip your hat to North Alabama in the top of the third of figuring out a way to put a couple runs on the board. And not that they were ever out of the game, but kind of get this thing back to a ball game. And a really tough luck by Shores. I mean, he's up to 62 pitches on the afternoon, and he didn't have a whole lot of balls hit hard in the top of the third there.
1-2. Breaking ball misses low and away. 2-2. Yeah, nothing else. Again, they was only down 4-0, but you wanted to get a little momentum if you're Coach Brackniak. They were able to produce that there in the top half of this frame. Jared Jones has mind to get it back for the Tigers. The 2-2, sharply hit ground ball. It's a one-hopper handled by Jenkins deep in the hole. It's short. The throw to first in time to get Jones for out number 1.
Yeah, nice play by Jenkins. But, you know, you don't want Shores to think, okay, well, that's going to happen to me. I got to try to strike everyone out. I think that's the worst thing. I think he still needs to pitch, have that confidence, and I think Coach Yeski will let him know that, hey, look, still continue to make pitches. That's just bad luck. That may not happen again all year. I mean, they probably had 4 balls hit, all base hits that were exit velocity of maybe 30, 40 miles an hour. I'm not sure, but it wasn't hard.
Daniel Dickinson stands in. The first pitch a called strike, and it's 0-1. Daniel aboard on an fielding error by the third baseman Billingsley on a ground ball back in the first inning. Came around to score one of the 4 runs for the Tigers in that opening frame. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a foul ball rolls to the backstop. 0-2. Baseball fans, remember, SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all of the home run celebrations this season at the box. So whether you're buying or selling baseball tickets, SeatGeek, the place to do it. The official ticket marketplace of LSU Athletics. Expect the expected. SeatGeek. Another foul off the bat of Dickinson keeps the count 0-2. Pinchton fires. Misses low. Dickinson went down to look at it. Kept the bat back, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pinchton, the 1-2 pitch. Dickinson, ground ball. Going to be handled by Billingsley at third. The throw going to bounce, but a nice dig by Kraska on the hop to record out number 2. Dickinson retired. Now we'll see Josh Pearson. 2 gone here in the bottom of the third inning.
At the plate for the Tigers, left fielder.
Yeah, Dickinson with another hard hit ball to third base. This time Billingsley able to catch it, make a throw over to first base, and Kraska stays with the ball in the dirt.
Timeout now taken by Jay Johnson. He's going to bring Pearson over. Huddle around with Milam and Brown here. Talk it over. Again, serving 2 purposes. Talk a little strategy, but also kind of slow up Anthony Pinchton, who has kind of settled in after a shaky start there in the bottom of the first inning when the Tigers played at 4 runs. We mentioned there in the first inning they sent personnel down to the bullpen, but nobody's been active. Is Coach Brackniak happy so far with Pinchton being able to right the ship?
Well, look, just like the coaches can be positive with Chase Shores, I'm sure the coaches for North Alabama kind of saying the same thing. Look, Jones, big and strong, and it wasn't like he demolished that ball. He just hit it a mile in the air, and it just kept going out to right field. So they can obviously be very positive with him and say, look, keep throwing strikes, keep competing. We're right in this game, and he's done that for sure.
First pitch to Pearson, a strike on the outside corner with a fastball, and it's 0-1. Josh today lined out to Jonathan Lane, his first time up. And has his average up to 303. Seen time in the outfield as well as the designated hitter in this lineup for Coach Johnson. Here's a much harder line drive, but right at Krasko. Reaches out the glove and fields it. That one smoked off the bat by Pearson, but right at the Lion first baseman. The Tigers again 3 up and 3 down. We've played 3 at the box, and it's 4-2 LSU with the lead. Riker Billingsley leads it off for the Lions here in the top of the 4th inning. Shores. First pitch, a strike at the hands on the inside corner, and it's 0-1 to the left-hander Billingsley, who popped out to the shortstop Milam. His first time up back in the 2nd inning. Shores fires as Billingsley showed bunt, brings it back, pitch outside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, we saw Anthony Ianson yesterday give up the 2 runs in the first and then just be magnificent the rest of the way for 7 innings and had the 2 walks with 15 strikeouts.
1-1, a bouncer down the first base line. We get Shores ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fans, when the Tigers win, remember you win. Enter promo code LSU50. That's LSU50. The day after an LSU baseball win, you'll receive 50% off your online pizza order at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. 1-2, fouled back into the screen by Billingsley. Keeps the count there.
We'll see if Shores, after giving up the 2 runs in the top of the 3rd, if he can settle in a little bit. And pitch count is up a hair. Not sure if he'll get to 7 innings, but it'd be nice to see him get maybe 5 or 6 innings in.
Shores ready to work, winds, and the 1-2. Trying to catch that inside corner just a little too far in, and it's 2-2. Billingsley, a .214 hitter on the season. Waits on the 2-2 pitch. Lifts a soft fly ball into shallow right field. Dickinson, though, the second baseman, backpedals his way and squeezes it for out number 1. And again, to your point, Buzzy, another hit that maybe was 40 miles an hour off the bat. That's kind of been the one thing that has been nagging Shores today. It's up to 6 hits. Not many have been hit hard.
Hey, he's pitching to contact, which is what you like. I mean, he's only got 3 strikeouts.
But Jenkins now at the bottom of the order. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Infield playing straight up to the right-hander. They appeal down to first. He did not go around. Pitch rolled a ball, and it's 1-0. Jenkins flied out to Pearson on a nice play in left. His first time up. There's a strike from Shores to even up the count.
Yeah, good slider from Shores on the outside part of the plate. And that's what I've liked. I mean, I've liked the fastball. The velocity's been 97. We've seen a few 98-mile-an-hour fastballs. The slider's been sharp. He's been able to throw the one early in the count and then the bury me one late.
When a nice breaking ball, but just missed the inside corner. That one he was trying to get in for a strike, but it's 2-1. See if he goes back to the heat here. The 2-2, and he does. This one hit in the air. Good ways out to right field. Brown still carrying back and at the wall in front of the bullpen screens, able to make the grab for the 2nd out of the inning. And that one didn't sound explosive off the bat, but again, able to get up there high enough into that jet stream. And Brown started, kind of slowly made his way to the track, and then eventually right there at the Venture Global sign. Slight collision into the fencing, but records the out. So with 2 down, top of the order now Jonathan Lane, who's 1 for 2. Had a double back in the 3rd inning. Came around to score. First pitch outside on a fastball, and it's 1-0. This time Dickinson, the second baseman, shaded a little towards the back with a right-handed hitter, but otherwise straight up for the infield. There's a swing and a miss. Off speed from Shores, and it's 1-1. Pitch low, Lane lets it go, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike.
LSU coming into this game had a team as a team had 188 strikeouts. That's tied for third in the SEC at the moment.
2-1, a bouncer up the middle. Milam stretching out, can't get to it. Bounces its way to Stanfield in center field, so a 2-out single there for Lane, his second knock of the day, 7th hit for the Lions, and it keeps the inning going. That'll bring Nash Rippon, who is 2 for 2 today. A couple of singles, one single, a walk, came around to score a run in that third.
Yeah, Lane will run too. He's 3 of 4 on the year in stolen bases.
Take a 3-step lead off the bag. Shores takes some time, glances over, now fires, and this one swung on in the air, high to left center field. Pearson circling over. Now Stanfield makes the call and the grab in left center for out number 3. So the Lions, no runs, 1 hit. They leave that 1 man on. We played 3.5 here at Alex Box Stadium. The Tigers up 4-2 here in Game 3. They come to the plate. Milam, Brown, and Reeves. When we continue, this is Fighting Hit and just made platinum status. Scratch your way to the top and play Hit 100 from the lottery. Hitting it big with $100 prizes. Must be at least 21 to purchase. We've got a 4-2 LSU lead. Bottom of the 4th inning. Shortstop Stephen Milam will lead it off. Milam with a base hit back in the 1st inning. Scored a run when the Tigers played at 4. Stands in from the left side as Anthony Pinchton continues his work on the mound for the Lions in the first pitch. Breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, Milam did a really good job in that 1st inning of hitting the ball the other way. Had a base hit to left field.
The 0-1. Missing low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Billingsley, the third baseman for the Lions, playing even with the third base bag just off the infield cut. Now they'll move Jenkins, the shortstop, right of second base. So Billingsley, the third baseman, a man on an island here with a hitter who certainly, as Buzzy just mentioned, can go opposite field. That pitch, a called strike. That's 1-2. Now they'll realign Billingsley, move him to the 6 hole.
Got him moving around all over the place.
A lot of chess being played here by Coach Prakniak. Here's the 1-2. Milam pulls this one a little too much. Foul down the first base line. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Anthony Pinchton up to 70 pitches on the afternoon.
So they institute the shift here to the right side of the infield against the left-handed hitting Stephen Milam. Pinchton's 1-2 upstairs, evens a count. Buzzy told you prior to first pitch, a lot of action across the SEC already underway. A few games later this afternoon. Just now getting started as Milam swings at this one high in the air to right center field. Everybody on the run, and Stephen Milam sends it out of here. His 4th home run of the year, a solo shot, and the Tigers now lead 5-2. What did I tell you, Buzz?
You were right on cue, Chris. Earlier in the game, you said Stephen Milam going to be a guy that going to be sneaky with the home runs this year. May not lead the team, but he's going to be a guy that's going to be up there and give a little power to this team where a lot of people thought they might not have a whole lot. And he got a pitch up in the zone. The quiet lower half just gets through it and drives it out to right center.
Second home run of the day for the Tigers. Another LSU Online home run. Fans knock it out of the park with LSU Online and continuing education. Tigers now 5 runs on 4 Bingo Pest Product base hits, 2 of which left the building. First pitch now to Jake Brown, misses low. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Again, Pinchton giving up just his 2nd home run of the year. Through 16 innings pitched. Here's the 1-0. On a strike at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brown. And now we'll start to see a little more activity start to toil down in the Lion bullpen. And they'll have the shift on for Brown, the left-handed hitter. Brown with a base hit and drove in a run back in that first inning. Fouls this one off. Slow roller near Jay Johnson at the Tiger dugout, first base side. And again, they started Billingsley even with the third base bag, and now with a 1-2 count, they'll move him into the 6 hole. 3 infielders right of second base, and the 1-2 by Brown, lifted in the air to right field, but it dies and will be handled by Sherwood just shy of the track for the first out of the inning. Good knock off the bat of Jake. Results in the first out. Now we'll see Tanner Reeves. LSU now with 24 home runs on the year. Tanner Reeves has one of those. Came on Friday in the big win over North Alabama. First pitch, fastball strike, and it's 0-1.
Got a right-hander down in the Lions bullpen. That's number 12, Dylan Morrill.
The 0-1, swing and a miss. Reeves couldn't make contact. Falls behind, 0-2. Fans Dudley DeBosier, they stand up for the purple and gold. They fight for Tiger fans all across the great state of Louisiana. Dudley DeBosier, proud to be an official partner of LSU athletics. Called strike 3, and Tanner Reeves did not agree, to say the least. Thought it was a little inside, but they'll say caught the outer black or inner black. The second out of the inning. Anthony Pinchton now with 3 strikeouts on the day. That'll bring Cade Arambidi to the plate. He flied out to left field, and Noah Nash ripping his first time up in the second.
Yeah, Pinchton went to the changeup to Reeves, and could have been a little in and down, but it was probably too close to take with 2 strikes. It was really a heck of a pitch by the Lions starter.
Arambidi awaits, and the first pitch jumps on but fouls out of play, and it's 0-1.
And we heard in the scouting report that Pinchton was going to throw a bunch of sliders, and he's mixed in the changeup a lot too. The fastball is definitely a kind of a third pitch for him. He doesn't throw it all that often.
The 0-1 just missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Arambidi, one of 3 catchers Jay Johnson utilizing in the early season. This pitch got loose from Pinchton, took a bounce in front of the plate, got away from Delgado, and it's 2-1. Corner infield slightly even with both the first and third base bag with a right-handed hitter. The 2-1. They get a spinner and a swing and a miss. It's 2-2. With 2 outs, the 2-2 pitch fouled straight down into the plate. Keeps the count even.
Arambidi, his last at bat, hit a ball pretty good to left field, and those are the ones that you just need to fall when you're struggling a hair. You're trying to get that batting average up, trying to get out of that hole. I mentioned that you need to get a little good fortune in baseball, and Arambidi hadn't had that early in this season.
2-2 pitch. This time lifts this one to center field. Alex Wilson having to go back just shy of the track. Comes over to his left and able to get it for out number 3. Quite a ride from Arambidi to the deepest part of the park. But the box holds it. Wilson makes the play, and the Tigers come away with 1 run on 1 hit. It was a solo shot by Stephen Milam, his 4th home run of the year. Give the Tigers a 5-2 lead. We head to the 5th inning. It's a 5-2 LSU lead over North Alabama here in Game 3. Buzzy Heidel, Chris Blair doing double duty. We appreciate you tuned in on the SEC Network Plus. We apologize. We get a little wordy, but that's also because we have a radio audience as well. First pitch from Shores got loose inside, just missing Delgado, who leads it off, goes all the way to the backstop, and it's 1-0. Again, the Tigers, as Buzzy mentioned, have personnel down in the bullpen. Nobody up and throwing as of yet. This will be pitch number 80 for Shores in a start this afternoon. As Delgado has been very effective with the bat, not only today, but this weekend. A couple of base hits, an RBI in today's game. A single in the first, again in the third to drive in a run. 1 ball, 1 strike to Delgado. He's upped his average to 326. As we mentioned, he's been the best hitter all weekend for the Lions. The 1-1. Oh, just missed the outside corner, and that's another one that Chase Shores is going to wince a little bit, take a little extra time, try to shake that one off. That one extremely close, but ruled ball 2. The 2-1 pitch. Little tapper in the infield grass. Going to be a tough play. Charging in, and the throw is going to be held on to. That time coming in charging was Tanner Reeves, as it just took 3 dead bounces on that infield grass left of the mound, and Reeves had to come in a long way, gloved it, and then wisely, with the momentum carrying him, decided let's just pocket this one, give it an infield single, and reset. So, leadoff batter aboard, and Delgado, who's now 3 for 3 on the day. Shores will now face Petey Kraska, the first baseman, who had a single with an RBI back in the third when they plated those 2 runs. First pitch from Shores. Missing inside, not by much, but it's 1-0.
Yeah, the only chance for the play to be made on Delgado on that slow roller was Reeves cutting off that ball from getting to Milam, but once he bobbled it once, he did the smart thing and held on to it.
1-0 in the air, right center field. Stanfield coming over, in control, and easily makes the play for out number 1. That'll send Delgado back to first. And we'll send Wilson to the plate for the Lions. Fans, find out how you can build a better workday every day with Cintas. Visit Cintas.com. Get ready for the workday.
Now batting, center fielder Alex Wilson.
Wilson also able to pick up a hit today. Had a single back in the third. Before that, led off in the second. Fly ball out to left field. And Josh Pearson. Runner at first, 1 out. The pitch. Sent back into the backstop and in the LED screen, and it's 0-1.
Delgado does have a stolen base down at first base. They are 7 of 8 as a team. They don't run a ton.
Not a very big lead by Delgado, but about 2.5 steps off the first base bag, and indecision by Wilson in a late swing gets Shores ahead now, 0-2. Tigers 5 runs on 4 Bingo Pest Product base hits today, including 2 home runs. Jones and Milam. Oh, another fine pitch that just missed the inside corner, and that's going to get the Tiger faithful a little angry.
Yeah, that felt like one of those ones where it probably was a strike, but because Aaron Beatty caught it, I guess, away from his body, Shores missed his spot by a little bit, but probably caught the strike zone, I had to guess. It didn't look like it.
The 1-2, belted base hit, gets by Milam, bounces into left field. So second hit of the day for Wilson, and now runners first and second with 2 outs for North Alabama.
Yeah, and tip you hat to North Alabama. I mean, they've got 9 hits in the first part of this game. I mean, they've going up. They got down early, but they are not giving up. Took a pitch up in the zone, and that ball's hit hard through the 6-hole.
Now time going to be called. Jay Johnson now on his way out. Going to visit with Chase Shores here. 1 out. Runners first and second. Tigers leading by 3 runs, 5-2.
We got a little time, Chris. I'll give you a scoreboard update presented by Republic Finance. Top of the 8th in Norman, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is leading Sam Houston 6-3. Arkansas is beating Portland 5-3 in the top of the 9th. Tennessee leading St. Bonaventure 11-2. That game in the top of the 7th. Middle of the 9th in Lexington, Kentucky is leading Wofford 2-1. Bottom of the 8th in Columbia, South Carolina is blanking Morehead State 1-0. Bottom of the 5th in Columbia, Binghamton is beating Missouri 5-1. Remember, Missouri will be down in Baton Rouge next weekend. Vanderbilt is leading Xavier 4-0 in the top of the 6th. Xavier will be here Tuesday in Baton Rouge. Texas over Santa Clara 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Mississippi State 6, Queens 0. That game being played in Starkville, and it is in the bottom of the 5th. And Texas A&M, New Mexico State all knotted up at 1 apiece in the top of the 7th.
SEC scoreboard brought to you by Republic Finance. Visit Republic Finance for all of your personal loan needs. So after the meeting, Wes Walker stands in, the DH for the Lions, and the first pitch from Shores. Whatever Jay said to him seemed to work. It's the first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Yeah,
Lions runners first and second here, and Shores again, another inning. Have to work out of a little trouble. The 0-1. Popped into the air. Looks like infield fly as Dickinson just in front of the outfield grass at second base makes the play for the second out. So a little sigh of relief here for Chase Shores to get the second out of the inning. And that will bring the right fielder R.J. Sherwood, who started the game on Friday in right field, was inserted after the pinch hitter came in for the Lions there in the top of the 3rd inning. So he'll bat for the first time today. Sherwood batting 100 on the year. He's 2 for 20 at the plate. Runners take their lead first and second. Shores fires and swing and a miss. Wipeout slider, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, you said it, Chris. Shores has been pitching with guys on, seems like all game. If the goal for Coach Johnson was to see how well Shores would pitch in the clutch, he's getting a good dose of it today.
The 0-1. Sherwood takes it, misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Milam playing a couple of steps on the left field grass in the 6th hole. Reeves close to the line behind the third base bag to the right-handed hitter. This time going around, couldn't hold back as Sherwood on another nasty slider, and it gets Shores ahead 1-2.
You might want to stay with that pitch, that slider. Sherwood doesn't seem to be able to pick it up at the moment.
Huge lead off of second by Delgado. Shores will look back. Now the 1-2 pitch. A little low. They appeal down to first. They say Sherwood able to hold up. Evens the count 2-2.
Yeah, it looks like Shores actually went to that sinker. We see the 4-seam a lot, but he'll throw that sinker just as hard. He'll throw that 97, 98 miles an hour, and that thing dives into the right-handed hitter.
Upright stance for Sherwood. He readies the bat. 2 outs. Runners first and second. The 2-2 from Shores. Swing and a miss. Shores with a huge punch out, his 4th of the day with a 95-mile-an-hour heater. And the Lions are done. No runs, 2 hits. They leave 2 men on. After 4.5 here at the box, LSU up 5-2. The Tigers have Stanfield at the bottom of the order. Started today's game 70 degrees here in Baton Rouge, cooling off a little bit, now down to 64 degrees. But fans, you know it, before long it is certainly going to see those temperatures rise, and when things are heating up you can always cool it down when you count on Slow Melt Ice. Since 1997, Slow Melt Ice has been a leader in providing packaged ice for industrial and retail businesses in South Louisiana. For more info, check them out at slowmeltice.com. That's SLOMELTICE.com. We got a 5-2 LSU lead, bottom of the 5th inning. Bottom of the order, Chris Stanfield, the Tigers center fielder, will lead it off. The junior out of Tallahassee. On the day, a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning, but he'll face a new pitcher on the mound for the Lions in place of the starter, Anthony Pinchton, here to start the bottom of the 5th.
They'll face number 12, Dylan Morrill, a senior right-hander, 5'10", 180-pounder.
First pitch for Morrill, upstairs for ball 1.
Morrill is making his 5th appearance of the year. He's 1-0 with a 1.38 ERA. Does have 1 save. 13 innings pitched. He's given up 4 hits, 2 runs, 8 walks, and 14 strikeouts. Be 90-93 with the fastball.
Showing bunt. Stanfield brings it back, but it's a called strike. Evens it up.
Does have a slider, changeup, and a sinker, or a 2-seamer, and he'll throw that 2-seamer into right-handers. Again, 8 walks in 13 innings. He will get a little erratic at times.
1-1 delivery. Stanfield swings, lifts it in the air, shallow right field, going back. Initially the second baseman Lane, but it's Sherwood who makes the call and the grab. in right field for out number 1. That was a major league airtime pop up that time by Stanfield. And that's what allowed R.J. Sherwood, again, coming in to have a better take on it. Makes the play for the first out of the inning.
And the way Stanfield runs with that ball as high as it was, he might have been on third base had Sherwood missed it in right field.
Now we'll see Derek Curiel at top the order. He's 0 for 1 today. Did reach base by a walk in the first inning. Ground ball handled by Kraska on the flip to Pinchton, covering at first back in the second inning. First pitch a little high, ball 1.
Connor Benj is the right-hander in LSU's bullpen, getting loose. Chase Shores is at 94 pitches on the afternoon.
Here's the 1-0. Inside, make it 2 balls, no strikes. And now the Lions almost automatically putting on the shift with left-handed hitters for the Tigers. They once again institute a shift with the shortstop Jenkins right of second base. The 2-0. Low and inside, make it 3 balls, no strikes. Morrill takes a little more time now. Up on the bump from the stretch, the 3-0 pitch. On a strike at the letters with Curiel taking all the way, and it's 3-1. Some instructions from a home plate umpire. Reset the pitch clock. Hitters count here for Curiel and the 3-1. Missed outside, ball 4. Second walk for Curiel today. 1 out, base on balls, puts him aboard. Morrill gives up his first walk, and that will bring Jared Jones to the plate to face the reliever for the first time. Jones 1 for 2 at the 2-run blast back in the first inning to right field. Get his 6th dinger of the season. 1 of 2 home runs for the Tigers today, give him 24 on the season.
Derek Curiel draws his 20th walk of the season. That is a team lead for LSU, and that's exactly why he's in the leadoff spot.
First delivery, a swing, and a high chopper, and it eats up Jenkins at shortstop. Took another bad short hop. He tried to get it with the glove, but it comes up the arm and falls harmlessly between second and third base, and Jones is safe at first. The ruling here in just a moment. Had a similar play back in the first inning that was ruled an error on the third baseman Billingsley. That one hot off the bat of Jones and smashed it into the infield grass on the first bounce, and then on the second short hop, Jenkins unable to cleanly glove it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. There was a play like that a few games ago where I thought for sure they would call it an error, and they ruled it a hit.
So now we'll see. Dickinson at the plate with runners first and second. And they actually award that a single to Jones, so that'll be the 5th Bingo Pest Product base hit of the day for the Tigers. And now LSU with runners first and second here, trying to get a little more, up 5-2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Looking for Dickinson to deliver. Squares to bunt, can't make contact. Pitch was outside, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, you hear me talk about this a lot as an infielder. There's 2 different hops you want to try to get. You wanted to get the short hop or the big hop, the Sunday hop, candy hop, however you want to call it. And both errors, well, I shouldn't say that. The error they called on the third baseman earlier, he was trying to get the short hop and didn't get it, and neither did the shortstop there, as that ball misses down low for a ball. But I tell you, Chris, that just because that's the hop you want, it doesn't always mean it's the easy hop. I mean, short hops are still hard, especially when a ball hit as hard as it was from Jared Jones. It was not an easy play. And I guess the official scorer thought the same thing and issued it a hit.
Dickinson looking at a 3-0 count. There's a strike to make it 3-1 from Morrill. Stanfield flied out to right field to start the inning. Curiel again picking up the walk. Jones with the infield single, so runners first and second with 1 away. Again, late bunt decision, and Dickinson fouls it down the third base line. That'll fill the count now to Daniel, the Tigers' second baseman. He looks to Jay Johnson, gets the signs. We'll dig back in. Curiel with good speed at second, and the Tigers off and running. Here's a swing, another high bounce on the infield, going to be handled by Billingsley at third. He fires a rocket across the diamond in time to get Dickinson for the second out of the inning, but the Tigers do advance the runners by putting them in motion. So now with two down, we'll put the bat in the hand of Josh Pearson with runners second and third and two out.
Yeah, good job by Billingsley. And to piggyback what I was saying about the hops, Billingsley did a good job with getting that big hop, not the short hop. The problem with trying to get the big hops sometimes is you got a guy running down 90 feet and trying to beat that out. So sometimes you got to come get the baseball in order to be able to get that out at first base. So there's a lot going on in an infielder's head.
First pitch offered up to Pearson, high and outside. It's 1-0. I agree with you. Again, you had Curiel burning down the baseline there. And it was a great job by Billingsley to get tunnel vision, only focus on the ball, not distracted at all. Made a great throw to first. Here's the 1-0 to Pearson. Off speed, but outside, make it ball two. Josh today, a couple of lineouts, a soft liner at second base back in the first, and then a smoke liner handled by Kraska at first base back in the third inning. 2-0 the count, two outs. Runners second and third. The pitch inside on the hands. That'll make it 3 balls, no strikes now to Josh Pearson.
Be interesting to see if Coach Jay Johnson gives Pearson the swing away 3-0.
The pitch. Miss low for ball 4, and that'll load the bases for LSU. And bring to the plate Stephen Milam, who last time at bat took one deep for a solo shot over the right center field wall. That's going to bring a visit out on the mound here. Got a right-hander up and throwing, not up on the rubber in the bullpen yet, but a couple of guys playing toss in the bullpen. I don't know that they have anybody ready unless somebody was already warmed up. It looks like the pitching coach David Mervis out there to visit with Dylan Morrill, the relief pitcher.
Yeah, number 13 down in the Lions bullpen. That is right-hander Kyle Lewis. Lewis out of Leesburg, Virginia. That might be a visit just to see if Lewis can get going, because you're right, Chris. He wasn't throwing at the moment, or he wasn't throwing a little while ago. He's throwing at the moment, I should say. Connor Bench still getting loose in LSU's bullpen.
So Coach Mervis now done with the talk. Getting Lewis down there, the right-hander, just now starting to really pick up the intensity. Still yet to get on the rubber down in the bullpen, but trying to get him ready. Tigers with a chance to open it up here, albeit with 2 outs. Stephen Milam, who is 2 for 2 on the day, a single and scored in the first, and as I mentioned, a solo home run to right center field, his 4th of the year. So Morrill in some trouble here with the bases loaded. Righty on lefty, and the first pitch smack, but down the line foul, first base side. Boy, did Milam jump on that one.
Well, he took a little bit of Doug Thompson's advice whenever the pitching coach goes out there to talk. However many, whatever the percentage is, it's high, of strikes being thrown after a pitching coach talks to the pitcher, and Milam was ready to hit. He unloaded on that down the right field line.
0-1 the count. Milam stands back in. The base is loaded. Here's the 0-1. Low and inside. Evens it up. Curiel at third. Jones at second. Pearson down at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike to Milam. The pitch in the air to center field. Wilson going back a few steps, reaches up, makes the grab for out number 3. The Tigers threaten here. Also flied out in the 4th inning. Shallow right field handled by Dickinson, the Tigers' second baseman. First pitch from Binge. Misses low at the knees. Fastball 95 to introduce himself to Billingsley, and it's 1-0. Wind continuing to blow strongly left to right towards the Intimidator here. That pitch also rolled low with another fastball at 95, and it's 2-0. So Ben's going to take a little time, step off the rubber now. Stand back on 2-0. Here's the pitch. Foul back into the screen, make it 2-1. Fans, we invite you out. Coming up March 17th, Monday night, Jay Johnson Show season premiere. Coach will be on hand, give the latest updates on Tiger baseball. The Jay Johnson Show presented by Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. The 2-1 does miss high, now 3-1 the count. Billingsley on the season, 3 for 15, batting an even 200. Has hit 400 when leading off the inning here in 2025. Whoa, watch out. The 3-1 pitch almost got him in the noggin. Able to duck out of the way for ball 4 and a leadoff man aboard here. As Connor Benj offers up the base on balls. That's his 6th walk granted on the year. We'll see Jenkins at the bottom of the order, who also is over 2. A couple of flyouts, 1 to left and 1 to right field. First pitch way outside his bench, kind of lost his footing when he came down with the plant. Spun around and lost control, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, you see Benj, he'll throw a slider and a cutter. They basically do the same thing. It's not much of a difference either from a velocity standpoint, and he does throw that sinker like a lot of them do, like Chase Shores does.
This one fouled back into the screen to even it up 1-1 as he comes back with a fastball.
Which a lot of those righty on righties, they'll like to throw that sinker to run in on the right-handers and then work that slider away from them.
The pitch, swing and a miss. Gets him ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jenkins stepped out, quickly digs back in. Runner at first, nobody out. The 1-2 pitch. Off speed, swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Jenkins. Great comeback there by Benj after giving up the leadoff walk. Gets his first strikeout, and there's 1 away.
Now batting for the Lions, second baseman.
Yeah, good job. And really, went to the cutter. He kind of backed up on him, but he took enough off of it. Throws a fastball at 95, and when that cutter comes in at 87, really kind of spun on him, but it worked more like a changeup on that particular pitch. You've got left-hander number 41, DJ Primo, getting loose now in LSU's bullpen.
Out of the top of the order, Jonathan Lane takes the first offering, missing high, 1-0. Runner at first, 1 down. Tigers up 5-2. Here's a swing and a miss. Looked like that cutter at 87 makes it 1-1.
He's thrown it a handful of times in his first few hitters.
Big lead off of first, but a swing and a miss by Lane as Billingsley tried to bait both Benj and the catcher, Aaron Beatty. They focused on the hitter, and they get ahead 1-2. The pitch from Benj, foul right side, out of play. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Time, Jarrett Jones and Jake Brown both out there in shallow right field to get that foul ball. Jones quickly got back to first base with the base runner Billingsley dancing around. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jonathan Lane. Here's the pitch. A little low, comes in 2-2. Lane today struck out in the first inning to Shores, then a double, came around to score in the 3rd, then a single back in the 4th inning. He's 2 for 3. It's upped his average to 293. The senior out of Fort Lauderdale. Again, Billingsley with a 3-step lead off of first. The 2-2 pitch just missed the outside corner as Lane loaded the bat but stayed away, and it fills the count 3-2.
Yeah, that was a really good pitch. It was a better take from Lane, as with 2 strikes. Not sure how you lay off of it, but Lane was able to.
Payoff delivery. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Lane for the second time today. And Connor Benj, after giving up the leadoff walk, punches out 2 here for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, he laid off the 2-2 pitch. Wasn't going to do it 3-2, as it was similar pitches in a similar spot. And good job by Connor Benj of getting right back in there, throwing strikes and getting 2 outs.
So now with 2 outs, Nash ripping the left-hander. The first pitch outside and high, ball 1. This one just missing. Fastball outside, 2-0. 7 full innings of work so far on the year for Connor Benj. 2-0 pitch off the end of the bat, high in the air to left field. Josh Pearson, though, getting over, gets under it, and grabs it for out number 3. No runs, no hits. Benj gives up the leadoff walk, but that man left stranded at first base. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Tigers leading Alabama. Jake Brown to lead it off for the Tigers. Expect to see Brown, Reeves, and Aaron Beatty due up for Coach Jay Johnson and LSU. Brown on the day, a single with an RBI in the first, flied out to right field last time in the 4th inning. First delivery, strike on the inside corner, and it's 0-1. Again, the shift on, 3 infielders right of second base. Billingsley, the third baseman, even with the third base bag, and this one rifled to right center field. Jake Brown with his second hit of the day, and the Tigers have the leadoff man aboard once again.
Yeah, Jake Brown, nice piece of hitting there, and when you've got the shift on, if you hit it hard enough, it doesn't matter, and Jake Brown just went right over the shortstop Jenkins, who was playing on the right side of second base. It was hit right at him, but it was just over his head, and Jake Brown leads it off in the 6th here.
So now we'll see Tanner Reeves, the Tiger third baseman. 0 for 2 on the day, a couple of strikeouts. He'll swing at the first pitch. It's a bouncer foul down the first base line off speed that time for Morrow, and it's 0-1. Fans, don't let AC or heater outages keep you on the bench this year. Text the words home run to 31996. Get your $59 AC system check. AccuTemp Services, proud partner of LSU Athletics. Reeves out of Bottom, Texas, the redshirt junior, looking to get his first hit of the day. Pitch misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, Tanner Reeves during the 10-game win streak for LSU has gotten 19 at-bats. He's hitting .316 for the Tigers during that time.
This one missing outside. Morrow falls behind. 2 balls and 1 strike. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on this, the LSU Sports Radio Network.
This is LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network and the LSU Sports mobile app.
Back with you from Alec Box Stadium, Skip Bertman Field. A Sunday afternoon. Buzzy Heidel, Chris Blair, our producer Adam Gattuso, the entire SEC Network Plus crew. This one opposite field, ground ball off the bat of Reeves, gets by Billingsley into left field. And indeed, Reeves with his first hit of the day. And now Tigers have runners first and second with back-to-back Bingo Pest Product base hits.
Well, they've been going soft to Reeves, and he's been out in front of everything, hitting everything down the right field foul line. And that one, they tried to sneak the fastball by him, and he stayed inside of it just enough and ripped it to the opposite field past the third baseman, Billingsley.
So now we'll see Cade Arambidi trying to follow suit. He's 0 for 2 today. A couple of fly ball outs, but before he gets to see a pitch, we're going to see, I believe, is that Brackniak?
This now visit is presented by Action.
Yeah, they don't have the number, the jersey on. He's got the top on, so it's tough to see if that's the head coach or not.
I believe it is. And again, they have the right-hander Lewis ready to go down in the bullpen here. Nobody out. Runners first and second. 3-run lead for the Tigers, 5-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. But it's going to be a continued conversation here out on the mound. That'll bring the home plate umpire out to kind of hurry things up. Mick Paul, by the way, going to swing here for Arambidi. So Mick Paul picks up the bat. Pinch hit here. Gets a little instruction from Jay Johnson from the top step of the dugout. Now it looks like coaching staff asking for something out of the dugout. Maybe a technology issue here. And looks like maybe they'll run out a new wristwatch. Not sure. That appears to be the case.
Yeah, they got all their plays and everything in the. That's not the pitcher though, right?
No,
that's the shortstop. So that's what it is. Yep, a little bit of a uniform malfunction, but they've got it right now.
So Dylan Morrow will stay on the bump for the Lions here. They get the technology straightened out. And Mick Paul ready to dig in from the left side. Paul early on this season, 2 for 6, 4 runs scored. He's walked twice, struck out 3 times. He's got runners first and second here, and the Tigers trying to add to a 5-2 lead in the bottom half of the 6th frame. Brown at second, Reeves at first. Morrow checks and now fires. Showing bunt is Paul. He'll bring it back. The pitch is inside, and it's 1-0.
Looks like right-hander Jaden Newt is getting loose for LSU. That's who it appears to be.
Morrill takes some time. Now comes set. Here's the 1-0. Again, Paul to bunt. Lays it down right in front of home plate. Picking it up, Delgado. Going to be a tough play, but he's able to get the speedy Mick Paul out at first base for the first out of the inning. But the sac bunt advances runners second and third. Paul gets a hand from the Tiger faithful here at the box.
Yeah, perfectly executed bunt by Mick Paul. Squares around, gets it just out far enough where Delgado had to chase it out a little bit and had only one play, and that was the play at first base.
Now it brings Stanfield at the bottom of the order, and of course yesterday in the 6-2 win, Stanfield with a suicide squeeze at the plate to score Milam. Runner second and third, and the first pitch to Stanfield. Called strike, and it's 0-1. Fastball of 91. Stanfield gets the sign. Ready to go, the right-hander. Coach Jordan with instructions to Brown, the base runner at third. The pitch, low and outside. Ball 1. Brown scampering there as the pitch was delivered down the third base line. Got the attention of Matthew Delgado, to be sure. 1 ball, 1 strike to Stanfield. Brown at third, Reeves at second base with 1 out. Infield playing in at the corners. Now a throw over to third to Billingsley, but Brown only a couple of steps off the bag, easily back.
Yeah, with less than 2 outs, be interesting to see, or I should say with 1 out, and you got a guy at third base, infield in. A lot of times you'll see the coach put on down contact play where Brown will run as soon as he sees ball on the ground. We'll see what he does here.
Missing outside. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Stanfield.
Thought is you want to put the pressure on the defense and make them make a play at home plate. You don't want any hesitation, but it's also changed a little bit over the years. Again, sometimes you'll put in the play it safe mode too, where you want to see it past the infielders.
2-1, going to catch him on the wrist. So the hit batter going to load the bases for LSU for the second time today. So Stanfield will reach base for the first time on the afternoon. And out of the top of the order, Derek Curiel up to the plate for LSU. Fans serving the world's best baby back ribs, fresh seafood, Cajun-inspired comfort food. You know it, it's TJ Ribs, where baseball fans go to celebrate all season long. Host of our weekly Jay Johnson Coaches Show beginning on March 17th. Find him anytime at 2324 South Acadian Thruway. So a big opportunity here for LSU. One out, bottom of the sixth, bases loaded. Curiel at the plate. Pitch from Morrill misses inside, ball one.
Curiel, a very patient hitter. You feel like he's never going to really chase anything out of the zone. Always going to be something he wants to hit.
In the corner, infield's playing in just off the cut of the grass. They've got shortstop playing right of second base. Curiel swings, sends it back into the screen to even the count 1-1. So a lot of real estate between second and third on the left side of the diamond. Lions looking for Curiel to try to pull here with the bases loaded. The 1-1. That one will catch the outer half. Gets Morrill ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Chris, I went with J.C. Holt, which was before your time a little bit, that I compared Curiel to. Is there anybody in your mind that you have that he reminds you of?
You know, I've gone back and forth for a couple of different reasons. I'll tell you those measurements after this 1-2 pitch, and it's fouled off by Curiel towards the first base dugout of the Tigers. I mentioned on Friday to you that Curiel, the ability to slow the game down, again, to seem so in control for a true freshman, reminds me a lot of Dylan Cruz and his at-bats and his approach in his early days at LSU.
Absolutely.
From a hitting and swing standpoint, reminds me a lot of Duplantis. This one misses high. That, again, going back to just my 10 seasons of LSU baseball. But
well, Duplantis had
both of those pretty good.
Yeah, if he can mimic if we've got Duplantis and Cruz in one person, we got something there, Chris. I like that.
Now, I imagine, and I recognize that's a lot of pressure to put on Curiel, but so far he has been able to handle it. This pitch, again, a good take. It misses outside. That'll fill the count. Nowhere to put Derek with the bases loaded here for Dylan Morrill, relief pitcher for the Lions. He'll be forced to make a payoff delivery here. Bases loaded, Brown at third, Reeves at second, Stanfield plenty of speed at first base. 1 out, bottom of the sixth. Payoff delivery. Upstairs, ball 4. That'll bring Brown in to score. That makes it 6-2 LSU. That was really good at bat by Curiel. There were a couple there that were close.
Yep.
He was able to put it, keep the bat back, and eventually earn the base on balls.
Yeah, and that's, again, he doesn't have a hit today. You look at it, he's 0 for 1, but every time you look down, he's on first base. He's drawing walks. He's making things happen. I mean, I can't think of a better guy in that leadoff position than Derek Curiel.
So Dylan Morrill walks in a run. The base on balls to Curiel, and he's awarded to face now Jared Jones with the bases loaded and 1 out. Jones already with a 2-run blast back in the first inning. Off the starter. First pitch, able to get the breaking ball in for a strike. It's 0-1.
Right-hander down in the Lions bullpen, starting to get really hot down there.
Again, the base is full, 1 out. The 0-1 to Jones, way outside. Great job by Delgado with the backhand, sliding to his right to keep it in front of him. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's Kyle Lewis, number 13, down in North Alabama's bullpen, playing catch.
1 ball, 1 strike to the Bear. The pitch. Big swing, but it comes up empty. Falls behind in the count, 1-2. Yesterday he sent one towards the football operations building, way out of here. He was trying for one there. So now we'll see 2-strike approach for Jones with the bases loaded. Just 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The pitch, swing and a miss. Elevated slightly off speed, and a great pitch by Morrill wins the battle. Second out of the inning. The relief pitcher from the Lions records his first strikeout. And it was a big one to get the second out of the inning. And now he'll face Daniel Dickinson.
Yeah, off-speed pitches that stay up in the zone don't usually end up well for the pitcher. It did that time. The change in speeds just got Jones a little bit, and sometimes you miss. Sometimes you tip your hat to the pitcher. They make a pitch that you weren't prepared for.
Dickinson swings at the first offering. It's a foul, grounder down the third base line. Daniel today aboard on a error by Billingsley on a ground ball back in the first inning. He would come around to score in that 4-run inning for the Tigers. A couple of ground outs to Billingsley since that the third baseman for the Lions have handled. One in the third, one in the fifth inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Chase this one low, swing and a miss, and he falls behind 0-2. He'd like to have that one back.
That pitch was down in the zone, though. A lot of times that's what young pitchers out there doesn't necessarily mean if you don't throw 97 you can't pitch. If you can hit spots and stay down in the zone, you can get guys out.
The 0-2 ground ball. This one going to be fair, just over the third base bag. Coming in to score will be Reeves, and into third base safely is Stanfield, as Billingsley could not beat him back to the third base bag. Great placement by Dickinson on the swing, and it got on Billingsley quick, but it brought him really over the bag. He had to wait for that last bounce. He knew it was fair, got up off the ground, but Stanfield way too much speed to get him at third base.
Yeah, 2 outs, you're going on contact, and a lot of things were working against Billingsley there. Obviously, he lost his footing a little bit, kept it in front of him, but with Stanfield running from second to third, he'd have had a better chance with anybody else on the Tiger team of trying to foot race him back and get the force out at third. Wasn't able to beat him there.
Dickinson finds a way with the RBI infield single to get Pearson to the plate, and the first pitch is high and deep. Sherwood doesn't even look. This baby is out of here. Pearson with the grand slam towards the Intimidator at the top of the diamond deck. Pearson with his second home run of the weekend, second on the season, and it's a grand slam to open this game up. 11-2 Tigers. Wow!
You talk about a no-doubter, Chris. That ball was bouncing up on the Marucci Performance Center roof up there. Might have to call some roofers and see if they can. We got any broken tile, because that ball was up in the zone. Pearson knew it. Right fielder Sherwood knew it. I think everybody in the stadium knew it. I got some electricity going in here.
No doubt about it. 11-2 now. Third LSU Online home run of the day for the Tigers. A big one there. 4 runs in. 11-2 now. Time called, and this may be all for Dylan Morrill. As once again, Jad Pragniak on his way out. Looks like Lewis will be called upon, and he'll make the call. So the grand slam off the bat of Josh Pearson runs Morrill off the mound. Pitching change powered by Sunshine. Tell you more about the new Lion pitcher when we continue here in the bottom of the 6th inning, where the Tigers have plated 6 runs so far. 11-2, they lead North Alabama here in Game 3. This is Fighting Tiger baseball.
Changeup that'll sit from 72 to 75 miles an hour. Says he wants to throw the changeup a lot. He'll throw it to both righties and lefties.
Milam stands in to face Lewis. First batter for the Tigers to face the right-hander. 66-mile-an-hour Bugs Bunny curve there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Milam literally looked back into the dugout after that pitch. And now time called, as I believe Milam asked for it and was granted time. They also moved Jenkins again, with Milam batting from the left side. Into the shift, they'll move him right of second base.
Well, he tries to get you out with pitches that are soft. I mean, his fastball is only 81 to 84.
Milam jumps on this one and sends it foul. deep down the line and right out of play. It's 0-2. There was a big overhand there at 67 miles an hour.
Well, the big Bugs Bunny curveball, you'll see it. It says 67 to 79 miles an hour in the scouting report. So it's that big loopy curveball. And if you're not disciplined as a hitter and stay back, he can make you look silly. You just got to be patient. Has nothing to really beat you. You just can't get out on that front foot.
The 0-2, swing and a miss. Milam down on strikes, and that'll end it for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Game there. LSU had Josh Pearson with the bases loaded, his first career grand slam. The Tigers played 6 runs there in the bottom of the 6th inning to open it up 11-2. As we hit the top of the 7th inning, Lions come to the plate. Delgado, Kraska, and Wilson. That's 3, 4, and 5 due up. New pitcher on the mound for the Tigers taking over. Some defensive changes we'll get to you as well.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Chris. Jaden Newt will take over for LSU. Newt is 6'4", 228 pounds out of Oak Park, California. Newt making his 6th appearance of the year. He does have a save. 2 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts.
Delgado's had a good day at the plate today. 3 for 3. Swings at the first pitch. It's foul ball near the lows and just sneaks into the seating and bounces out of the reach of Jared Jones, who gave a mighty effort to get over there. Ran a long way. But that will allow Delgado to come back and swing again, and it's 0-1. Delgado with a single in the first, an RBI single in the third, and then another knock for a base hit back in the 5th inning. 3 for 3, his average up now to 341. Had a solid weekend for the Lions here in Baton Rouge. Get you those defensive changes after this 0-1 pitch. 94-mile-an-hour fastball right in on Delgado, who spins out of the way, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Mick Paul takes over in center field for Chris Stanfield defensively for the Tigers. Here's a fastball. Top shelf swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mikey Ryan takes over at second base for Dickinson. Michael Braswell in at third for Tanner Reeves. A 1-2 pitch. Delgado swings and again flies this one foul into the seats in right. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Newt will be 92 to 96 with the fastball, like it seems like every right-handed pitcher at LSU's bullpen. But he does throw a curveball, a slider, and a split finger. A split finger is his best secondary.
1-2, swing and a miss, and Delgado down on strikes for the first time today. 1 gone here in the top of the 7th inning.
That was the 95-mile-an-hour heater, perfectly placed on the outside part of the plate. Delgado couldn't do anything with it, even if he wanted to. That's pitching right there by Jaden Newt.
Newt fires, and the first pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 delivery. Ground ball foul down the first base line. May have got it off the inside of the foot as well off the bat. For Petey Kraska, the first baseman, he hops around, tries to shake it off. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. So again, Mick Paul takes over in center field. Mikey Ryan at second. Michael Braswell at third. Blaze Priester behind the plate catching. Here's a big swing by Kraska into the air to left field. Settling under it, though, is Pearson, as the wind carried it somewhat into left center field for the second out of the inning.
You sure John Pearson's not in there? We need to get him at bat with Pearson going yard, see if he can match his brother like he did Friday. Brothers hit home runs in the same game, but that would be a quick turnaround to do it again.
So with 2 down, Jaden Newt now we'll face Alex Wilson. Wilson on the day also 2 for 3. Had a little uptick at the plate today. A couple of base hits. First pitch from Newt, a called strike, and it's 0-1. Pearson, who started in left field, remains out there. Jake Brown also in right field. Jared Jones at first base. There's a strike from Newt. Gets him ahead, 0-2 now to Wilson.
Yeah, go to your best here. Go to elevate the fastball. Throw that split finger.
The 0-2 just missed off the outside corner with the heater. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two delivery, swing and a miss. Comes out of the mitt of Priester. He'll pick it up, throw to Jones for good measure for out number 3. So great work by Jaden Newton. Strikeout, a fly out, making 2 strikeouts to end the inning. So we head to the 7th inning stretch. Bottom of the 7th coming up. LSU up 11-2. It'll be Brown, Braswell, and Paul.
Radio Network.
Bottom of the 7th inning. LSU leading 11-2 here in Game 3 over North Alabama. Ryan Costello will pick up the lumber. He'll come in to pinch hit for Jake Brown to lead things off for LSU. First pitch offered up by Lewis. Missing for ball 1, 1-0. Costello, freshman out of Howell, New Jersey, a left-handed hitter. Lewis, the 1-0 pitch. There's a strike. Fastball at 84. Again, as Buzzy gave you the scouting report, Lewis relies on, let's use the frame, misdirection. Here's the 1-1, the overhand, and it's a strike at the belt. So 1-2 as it slides in there at 69 miles an hour. Costello with his 5th at bat as a Tiger on the freshman campaign awaits, and the 1-2 from Lewis. Fouled back over the overhang. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fans, you can help shape the future of medicine with Velocity Clinical Research. Participants receive compensation, access new potential medicines, and get free study-related exams. You can find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Costello, the leadoff hitter here for the Tigers in the 7th. Pitch low and inside. Good take by Costello to even the count, 2-2.
Costello hit .562 in high school last year with 14 home runs, 34 RBIs.
Lewis looks in. The right-hander's 2-2 delivery. Costello swings and pops it foul, out of play left side. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tigers host Xavier here on Tuesday in the midweek, 6:30. First pitch, airtime here along the network at 6 o'clock. Then they'll open up Southeastern Conference play on Friday. The Missouri Tigers come down from Columbia. Two balls, 2 strikes to the freshman Costello. Infield playing straight up, outfield the same. Here's the 2-2. Costello swings and fouls this one a little behind, and it's out of play right side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count remains.
Yeah, I'd say this, and it's all SEC games are tough, but it does look like a little later in the year they'll face the big boys and the Tennessees, the Texas A&Ms, Arkansas. But again, you don't want to take anybody for granted.
2-2. Again, Costello battling, fouls it back into the screen. One of the things that Coach Johnson mentioned a lot last year, and he's been saying it for 3 seasons plus now, is there's college baseball, then there's SEC baseball. I think last year was a big indicator for the Tigers, who struggled in SEC weekends at times, that doesn't matter the record. It's a breaking ball that just missed. Lewis thought he had him, but feels the count now to Costello, 3-2. Jay says it all the time. Everybody's got great coaches. The SEC gets the best players in college baseball. Everybody now catching up facility-wise. That's why it's the leader in this sport. Payoff pitch. Costello lifts it in the air. Third base side. Billingsley in fair territory. Now coming back towards second base, able to field it for out number 1. So well, Costello retired.
You're so right. I think it's important. I mean, it doesn't matter how well you think you're playing or how good you think you are. At any moment, you can go on a stretch where it feels like it's impossible to win an SEC game. And so anytime you have that chance to win it, and I know Coach Maneri did that when we were here, every game he took it as like, we're going to do everything we can to win that game right there, and we'll focus on the next game later, just because it can be that tough sometimes.
11-2, LSU leading here in Game 3 over North Alabama. We'll see Michael Braswell, who checked in to play third base, hit for the first time today. Braswell batting for the 33rd time this season, the everyday third baseman a year ago. Pitch missing low from Lewis, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Braswell looking to up that average, currently hitting 188. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Lewis puts all he had into it. It's a strike on the outer half. 1 ball, 1 strike. One out, nobody on. Lewis, the 1-1 pitch. Called strike. Breaking ball gets him ahead 1-2.
Yeah, Braswell part of that Chapel Hill all-regional team last year for LSU. Hit .311, had 3 triples, 12 doubles, 4 homers, 36 RBIs, and 46 runs.
Again, still getting used to where the guys are on the field with this talent. Braswell was the everyday shortstop last year, not third baseman. It started this year as the starting third baseman, with Milam moving from second to short. 2 balls, 2 strikes now.
And I said it before, Chris, I think Braswell and Reeves, that'll be a good, and I know Coach Johnson doesn't like to use the word competition, but that'll be a good, healthy competition at third base.
2-2 misses low, fills the count. No question about it. Going to improve both of their play.
Well, Reeves gives you a little more powers. As I told you, I think they both play a really good third base. Braswell a little more of the contact hitter, slap hitter, doesn't strike out as much.
Payoff delivery, and there's a swing and a miss. Got fooled on the pitch from Lewis, down and inside. Braswell down on strikes for the second out of the inning. So
yeah, good.
Lewis with his first strikeout in relief.
Yeah, good pitch down in the zone. Took even more off than he normally does, and had Braswell out in front, fooled. Looked like the changeup.
So now we'll see Mick Paul, redshirt sophomore out of Salt Lake City. Left-handed hitter. Now they'll reset the pitch clock, I believe, or may have been stuck. Oh, no. Gonna say a delay.
Yeah, calling a ball. It was weird. The pitch clock said 18 seconds on it, unless I missed something.
So, yeah, they assess ball 1 to the pitcher, Kyle Lewis. 1-0 pitch going to hit Paul. That one just came out of the grip of Lewis. And Paul probably won't see a lot of 69-mile-an-hour pitches that he'll have to take in the back. But he will head down to first. You mentioned that part of Jay Johnson's offensive philosophy, obviously, is earning base on balls, but it also is part of the strategy to get hit by pitches. LSU, one of the tops in the SEC for several seasons now.
Yeah, that's
part of the arsenal.
That's not just a coincidence. A lot of times when you look at teams and they get hit by a lot of pitches, you look at the coach and you see where that coach has been or how long he's been the coach there, and I bet it's a pretty common theme.
First pitch now to Blaze Priester, who bats for the first time today. Pride of Denham Springs, Louisiana, the redshirt junior takes the first pitch high, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, you're right, though, Chris. If there's ever a time you want to get hit, and you're Mick Paul, it's a guy who doesn't throw typically as hard.
Oh, we got a balk now called against Kyle Lewis. So that will grant Paul second base. Lewis looks a little surprised, wants an explanation from the second base umpire, Brian Hale, and now Lewis will be joined by the head coach, Chad Prachniak. He wants an explanation. He'll go to the home plate umpire, Christopher Griffith, to get clarification.
I missed it, Chris. I'm not sure either what the call was. I don't know if he didn't come set. A lot of times that'll when they try to quick pitch you, or your pitcher won't come set with the gloves, and you got to come set for pause for just a moment at least.
Not sure Coach Prachniak liked the answer he got, but he did call for time and sent Delgado out there to talk with the relief pitcher, Kyle Lewis.
Yeah, there was 2 lines getting loose down in the bullpen. There's one throwing right now, right-hander. Get you a name and number here shortly.
1 ball, no strikes to Blaze Priester. Came in to catch for the starter, Cade Arambidi.
Number 15, Landon Scruggs, getting loose.
Runner at second now with 2 down. Pitch to Priester short of the plate, blocked up by Delgado, and that'll make it 2 balls, no strikes. And Delgado comes up a little gimpy there.
I think it
may have caught him in the neck and shoulder area there as he's wincing in pain. And he's going to take a little time here to walk around home plate. Head coach Brackniak out to check on him.
Yeah, ball down in the dirt. Delgado, nice job. Yep, just got underneath the chin there, the chin guard, and there's not a ton of pad up by the collarbone area. And you say you want to catch until stuff like that happens.
Now they got the trainer out to take a look. Delgado says he's good to go. Tough young man. So they will head back to the dugout. 2-0 the count to Priester with 2 down. In the bottom of the 7th inning. The Tigers played at 4 in the bottom of the 1st inning, take a 4-0 lead. The Lions scratch 2 across in the top of the 3rd to make it a 4-2 game. LSU with a 5th run, adding 1 in the bottom of the 4th, and then exploding for 6 in the bottom of the 6th, highlighted by Josh Pearson's first career grand slam. 11-2 our score. Runner at second, 2 down, the 2-0 pitch. Again, short of the plate. This time Delgado chases it left of the plate. Keeps Paul at second base, and now 3-0.
Yeah, and that one's tough to go down and block after you just took one in the collarbone neck area. Give credit to Delgado for toughening it out back there and still working hard.
3-0 now the count to Priester, his 5th at bat this season as a Tiger. 3-0 pitch. Take was on. There's a strike, and it's 3-1. Priester looking for his first hit in the purple and gold uni. Tigers dressed in their Sunday golds today. A little purple piping down the leg. Here's the 3-1 and a swing and a miss.
Yeah, he was looking dead red fastball, 3-1, and Lewis just pulled the string on him, went with the changeup, and had Priester way out in front. You'd rather that, though, than a weak ground ball or a weak pop-up 3-1. You're looking for something to drive, and if you don't get it, just swing right through it like Priester did.
So now Lewis to offer the payoff pitch. On its way, Priester jumps on it, but fouls it into the screen above the Lowe's third base side. Still 3-2. Vance Capital One offering checking and savings accounts. There's no fees or minimums. Capital One, what's in your wallet? 11-2, LSU leading in the bottom of the 7th inning. Paul with a leadoff second. Here's another payoff pitch. Priester swings and misses again on the off-speed delivery from Lewis. Lewis records his 3rd strike. LSU up 11-2 over North Alabama. Some more changes in the field for the Tigers. Ryan Costello takes over in right field for the starter Jake Brown. Mikey Ryan came in for Dickinson at second base there in the 7th inning. He'll slide over to shortstop. Coach Johnson will insert David Hogg in at second. And the new pitcher, Cooper Williams, freshman left-hander out of Alvin, Texas, takes over for the Tigers. The Lions will have 6, 7, and 8 coming up. Walker, Sherwood, and Billingsley.
Cooper Williams, 6'4", 200-pound freshman out of Alvin, Texas, making his 5th appearance of the year in 3 2/3 inning, giving up no hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Cooper Williams is going to be 90-94 with the fastball. Going to have a curveball, slider, and changeup.
Pitching for North Alabama to lead off the 8th inning, number 10, Charlie Cochran.
So the Lions will go to a pinch hitter, Charlie Cochran, a junior out of Florence, Alabama, a right-hander. He'll face Cooper Williams. First pitch inside, missing ball 1, 1-0. Cochran with his 2nd at bat of the season with swing and miss. Evens it up, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. That time, fastball blows by him, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, 88 miles an hour on both those last 2 fastballs by Williams.
The 1-2, breaking ball called strike 3. Masterfully done by Cooper Williams, who's an avid chess fan.
Well, he played a little chess there. Went fastball, and then a good off-speed pitch. Caught a lot of the plate and just froze the pinch hitter Cochran.
Now we'll see R.J. Sherwood. He was a strikeout victim back in the 5th inning. His first at bat after being inserted in right field. Pitch low. They'll peel to first. He did not go around. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Temperatures dropped off around here. Chris.
Started at 70. We're down in the low 60s. Here's a swing by Sherwood, sent to center field. McPaul goes back. Now comes in a few steps. He'll have it for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here in the top of the 8th.
Yeah, nice job by Cooper Williams coming in, getting an opportunity. 11-2 ball game, and we talk about it all the time. When you come in a game and it's an 9-10 run lead, you got to get in the zone, throw strikes. Cooper Williams done that nicely on the first 2 hitters.
Another pinch hitter, Ryan West, will get a chance to bat. First pitch breaking ball from Williams, a called strike. And it's 0-1. This one upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ryan West batting for the 4th time this season. Foul, got a piece of it, but held on to by Priester. That gets Williams ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. West, the senior out of Madison, Alabama. Williams, the 1-2. This one got loose all the way to the LED screen, out of the reach of Priester. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tiger fans, if you think you have what it takes to be a true Caniac maniac, you can prove it at the next home baseball game to win a prize pack, courtesy of Raising Cane's One Love. With 2 outs, the 2-2 to West. Ooh, off-speed pitch just missed inside. That'll fill it up 3-2. West was already backing out. I think it was a little closer than maybe he thought initially, but got the call. Payoff pitch misses low and inside. Ball 4.
Yeah, that's the one I've talked about. It. They're doing the trial with replay on strikes and balls in the big leagues. That's where, if you're the pitcher, if you're Cooper Williams, and we had that ability to review, you tap the top of the head and say, can we take a look at that and see if it crossed the plate?
Leighton Jenkins now at the bottom of the order. He's 0 for 3 today, and the first pitch low and inside, blocked up by Priester, and that will keep West at bay down at first base. Tigers today 11 runs on 9 Bingo Pest Product base hits, 3 home runs by the Tigers, 2 runs shot by Jared Jones in the bottom of the 1st inning, Stephen Milam with a solo shot in the 4th, and Josh Pearson with a grand slam there in that 6-run 6th inning. Throw over to keep an eye on West. He's back safely.
Yeah, they always say more times than not, one team will score more runs in 1 inning than you will the entire game, and that's holding true today. And the point of that is just try to stay out of the big inning.
Pitch high. 2-0 now, the count to Jenkins.
You can survive giving up a run here, or 2 runs here, but if you give up a 4 spot or a 6 spot like North Alabama did in the bottom of the 6th, a lot of times that's tough to overcome.
Here's the 2-0 delivery by Williams. High and outside. Now 3 balls, no strikes. Runner at first, 2 down. Williams, the 3-0 delivery. That one catches the outside corner at the letters, and it's now 3-1.
Williams was 10-4 at Alvin High School in Texas with a 1.34 ERA. Had 152 strikeouts in 99 1/3 innings.
Jenkins fights off the fastball, fouls it back. It's now 3-2. Tigers with those 3 LSU online home runs today, now with 25 on the season. Runner goes on the payoff delivery, misses high and outside, and that's ball 4. So back-to-back walks, and that will bring Jay Johnson out of the dugout. He will sprint out to the mound to visit with Cooper Williams here, along with the LSU infield. LSU athletics fans would like to thank its Team LSU corporate partners, Cox, McDonald's, Our Lady of the Lake, Albertsons, Louisiana Blue, Coca-Cola, and Hancock Whitney. Tigers in action this week. One midweek game coming up on Tuesday. Xavier will be in town. 6:30 first pitch. Buzzy, basketball and baseball going on. Kind of lucky if I know what day of the week it is. I'm assuming you and Doug have the call on Tuesday.
We do. That's absolutely right.
Well,
we'll try to keep the winning streak going.
There you go.
Hunt and Jeff yesterday did a nice job. I thought, and after that first inning, North Alabama puts up 2. I'm thinking, well, we give the keys away one game and the boys are going to let it go. But did a nice job of rallying back, and then, unless something unforeseen here, I think LSU is going to figure out a way to finish this one off, hopefully.
That's big talk from you when it comes to win-loss records in the booth.
That's a good point.
2 outs, runners first and second. Williams now trying to bear down as top of the order, Jonathan Lane at the plate. Lane today atop that order, 2 for 4. Had a double and scored in the third. Had a base hit back in the 4th inning. Has struck out twice. Bookends those base hits with a couple of strikeouts. Pitch from Williams low and inside. Quickly now 2-0. And the Tigers have a couple of arms throwing down in the bullpen. Williams checks the runner. Now the 2-0. Down the middle for a strike with a fastball, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, Chandler Dorsey is the right-hander, number 40, getting loose down in LSU's bullpen.
This one a ground ball towards the shortstop. Takes a nasty bounce and gets out of the glove of Mikey Ryan. That's going to score 1 run. Hold up the runner at third in Jenkins, but West comes in to score, and that'll make it 11-3.
Yeah, he might have got blocked a little bit too by West at second base. That ball was hit pretty hard, a little to his left side, and they just blocked him a hair and just couldn't get that hop that we talk about. And when the runner blocks you, you're not sure if you need to take a drop step or charge it. Always rule of thumb in the infield is when you're questioning yourself, maybe charge that baseball, come get it.
Nash Rippon now to the plate. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Breaking ball catches the outside corner to the left-hander, and it's 0-1. Rippon today in the 2 spot, 1 for 3. Has reached base twice, once by walk, and had a base hit his first at bat in the 1st inning. The 0-1 swing and a miss on a pitch inside at the hands, and it's 0-2. So now Williams works ahead. Jenkins at third. Lane board on the air at first base. 2 outs. The 0-2 from Williams. 0 outside. Rippon not willing to chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners on the corners take their lead. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball just off the outside corner. Another close one there.
Telling you.
So now an even count. Deuce is wild. 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Rippon down on strikes, and Williams finishes out the inning with the strikeout. Lions get a run on the board. 1 run. They do it on no hits. Left-handed hitter. Bat for the first time today and face Gavin Oswald. Back batting for the 4th time in the early season. First pitch inside, missing ball 1.
Yeah, Oswald, left-hander, 6'6", 290-pounder, making his 5th appearance of the year.
There's a strike on the outside corner. Evens it up.
Oswald in 3 innings of work, giving up 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. 87-90 with the fastball. He goes fastball, slider. He's going to throw that slider a bunch to the left-handers.
This time it's fouled off the bat of Beck. Left side out of play. Now 1-2. Last season at Incarnate Word, Beck was the Southland Conference Newcomer of the Year as Oswald's pitch outside in the dirt gets by Delgado. Evens the count now. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, did a little bit of everything over there. did, Beck.
His first hit as a Tiger in that weekend against Omaha. This pitch inside now feels the count 3-2. Went 1 for 1, drove in a run. He's got one ribby on the year. Payoff delivery from Oswald comes in low. They appeal down to third. They say Beck held back. A leadoff walk will put Beck aboard for the Tigers here to start the bottom of the 8th inning. Oswald walks the first batter he faces. That's the 4th walk given up on the year. And now pinch hitting for Jared Jones will be John Pearson. So there you go, Buzzy. Pearson with a chance to swing. Of course, Pearson brothers on display Friday in Game 1. Pearson with his first home run, Josh that is, of the season. John Pearson, who on the early season is 4 for 7 at the plate, got his first round tripper. He swings for another but comes up empty. It's 0-1.
Yeah, we told you on Friday the brothers hit the home runs. The Pearson brothers hit those home runs in Friday's game. First time since the Harris brothers homered in the same game in April of 2005, and the Harris brothers did it 3 times in their career.
The 0-1. Miss low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers with a runner at first, nobody out, leading 11-3. Lions today 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. The Tigers 11 runs on 9 Bingo Pest Product base hits. Also 1 error a moment ago. Oswald's 1-1 pitch. Pearson takes, called strike, 1-2. John digs back in. Oswald, the left-hander, now will throw over to first, and a little late reaction there by Beck, but he's back safely. Pearson awaits. Oswald, the 1-2 pitch. Pearson lifts it in the air, right field, giving chase Sherwood near the line. And this one just drops in foul territory. Just by a few feet, takes a big bounce behind the Lowe's seating and allows Pearson to come back still with a 1-2 count. Fans, if you're looking for authentic New Orleans seafood with a serious side of fun, well, you'll find it always at Acme Oyster House. Come to our house. Acme Oyster House, life's more fun with seafood.
John rated the 6th best player in the state of Louisiana last year. He led West Monroe to a 2024 state title, batted .378 with 10 doubles and 6 homers.
This time again skies this one down the line in right. This one well out of play. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oswald takes the new baseball, steps up on the rubber here with a 1-2 count. Runner at first, nobody out. The 1-2 to Pearson. Drives it to center field. Alex Wilson going back. The wind carried it near the track, and Wilson able to make the grab for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, another one kept carrying in that jet stream, but Pearson just missed it to right center.
Now batting for the Tigers, shortstop, number 7.
So now, Mikey Ryan entered the game at second base, then last inning defensively moved to shortstop. He'll bat for the first time today. Mikey, the Rummel High School product, waiting on the first delivery, but Oswald going to keep an eye on Dalton Beck over at first base. Pitch to the plate. Strike for Oswald. It's 0-1.
Yeah, Ryan was the best shortstop ranked by Perfect Game coming out of Louisiana.
The 0-1. In the air, shallow right field, giving chase. It will drop in between Lane and Sherwood for the single. Mikey Ryan gets aboard safely. First hit of the season. And now the Tigers with 1 out have runners first and second.
Yeah, first hit of the season, first hit of his career. Let's see if we can get that ball back in the dugout for old Mikey. But nice job, way to get on the board, get yourself a batting average. That's always a good thing. Sometimes the season can continue, and you always want to get that first hit, get it out the way.
Ashton Larson will check in. He'll pinch hit here for Josh Pearson, who started the game in left field. Pearson today goes 1 for 3. It was a loud one. First career grand slam back there in the 6th inning. So now Larson stands in. Runners first and second here. Tigers got something cooking with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch to Larson. At the belt for a strike, 0-1. Back with a leadoff second. Mikey Ryan, nobody holding him on at first, and Larson swings and fouls it into the screen. Gets behind early, 0-2.
Now Larson really played well last year in SEC games, led the team with a .337 average during SEC play.
Pitch down in the dirt. Nice short hop with the mitt that time by Delgado. Moves the count to Larson now. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Larson was a 20th round draft pick in 2023 by the Minnesota Twins, and last year was a freshman all SEC player.
The 1-2 pitch. Slides outside. 2-2.
And one of the many options Coach Jay Johnson has for the outfield positions. We tell you, Josh Pearson's obviously a guy who's started off hot, has the experience. You've got Curiel, but Jake Brown, Larson, you've got Ethan Fry. You got a ton of guys that vying for that third spot.
2-2, a called strike at the letters on the outside corner. Larson a little surprised after the breaking pitch from Oswald, but it records the second out of the inning. Gavin Oswald now, his first strikeout in relief. And we'll see David Hogg bat for the first time today. Brought into the game there in the top of the 8th inning at second base. Oswald's first delivery down in the dirt. Delgado keeps it in front of him, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Hogg, a native of Mansfield, Texas. Highly sought after high school talent at Mansfield High. Runners first and second with 2 outs and the 1-0. Across the plate for a strike to even up the count.
I also played cornerback and wide receiver for Mansfield High, so two-way player, or I should say a two-sport athlete out of high school.
Swings and fouls it back into the screen. Falls behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Finished last year batting .411 for Mansfield High, a .534 on base percentage. Certainly has the knowledge using the bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners first and second. Oswald's pitch. Hogg swings in the air, foul territory, first base side. Kraska gives it a quick glance, but it catches the overhang out of play. Count remains 1-2. We mentioned earlier the SEC gauntlet that we've all become accustomed to these days in college baseball. It's been interesting to watch college basketball this year with the SEC. Very similar. Not as top-heavy as they have been in the past. That pitch misses low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Very reminiscent of SEC baseball now, without question, the most dominant conference the 2024-2025 basketball season. Gather in Nashville coming up this week for the SEC tournament. Pitch to Hogg inside at the knees, and that'll fill the count 3-2. The Tigers, Matt McMahon and company, get to action on Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Tigers, the 15th seed, will take on Mississippi State for the second time this year. They met last Saturday in Starkville. That one again, 6 o'clock from Bridgestone Arena. Hogg swings and misses, and that'll do it for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 8th inning. No runs, 1 hit. The Tigers leave 2 men on. After 8 complete, LSU leads North Alabama. Dorsey's first delivery to Cheek, a pinch hitter for the Lions. Fastball low and inside, and it's 1-0. Jackson Cheek swings on the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop Braswell, and it scoots right up his glove and right up his arm. Be the second error of the day for the Tigers, and it allows Jackson Cheek, to reach base here in the top of the 9th inning. Again, Braswell entered the game at third base with Mikey Ryan moving over to short. Now they make the change, put Ryan at third and Braswell at short. So the second error of the game. That will bring the first baseman Kraska to the plate. Take a healthy cut, come up empty, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, Dorsey will be 90-94 with the fastball. He's going to throw a curveball, slider, and a changeup. Going to go a lot of sliders to right-handed hitters. That's what he likes to do. Come in and throw a ton of sliders.
Pitch missed inside at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pretty good looking pitch. Didn't miss by much.
Last year at South Florida, he made 26 appearances. He had a 3.6 ERA. Struck out 41 guys in 30 innings.
The 1-1. Off speed, but low and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Petey Kraska at the plate for the Lions. Hit into that double play back in the first inning. 4.63 variety. Then had a single back in the third, left stranded. Fly ball out in the 5th. And again in the 7th. This time he will absolutely hammer one into the corner. Comes off the wall at the ISC constructor sign. Going to be picked up by Costello. Runners will advance, and Kraska adds a double to his ledger today, and line drive rope into the wall in right field. So now the Lions runners second and third, nobody out here in the top of the 9th inning.
Hey, well, Dorsey coming in, tip your hat. He's throwing a lot of strikes, pitching to contact. Tough first error on the leadoff hitter, and then leaves one up in the zone that Kraska was just able to rip down that right field line. That ball was hit as hard as any ball was today.
Bryant Loving now will pinch hit. The sophomore out of Nashville stands in. First pitch, breaking ball, lifted in the air to right, but right at Ryan Costello. He'll make the grab. Tagging up from third will be Jackson Cheek. He will come in to score to now make it 11-4 LSU. So a sac fly RBI for Loving. Picks up his 4th ribby of the year. And with 1 out, 1 down, 2 to go for the Tigers here in the top of the 9th. We'll see another pinch hitter, Charlie Cochran, a junior out of Florence, Alabama.
Yeah, Dorsey got his first appearance as an LSU Tiger earlier in the week against North Dakota State and did a nice job through 2 innings, struck out 1, and you heard Coach Jay Johnson say he's going to get more opportunities. He was proud of the way he threw the ball against North Dakota State.
Breaking ball misses to Cochran. I stand corrected. Cochran came in to pinch hit back in the 8th inning, so this is his second at bat. He was caught looking his first time up. The 1-0. The breaking ball this time in the zone for a strike. 1-1. Righty on righty matchup. The pitch. Outside corner called strike.
Yeah, good slider, and that's the pitch Dorsey wants to go to again, especially with right-handed hitters. He's going to throw that slider anywhere from 80 to 82 miles an hour.
Dorsey checks the runner and Kraska at second. Now the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got away from Priester. He'll pick it up behind the plate. Throw down the line, and Pearson has it. 2 down, 1 to go for the Fighting Tigers of LSU.
Went back to the slider with 2 strikes, just expanded the zone, went a little further out, and was able to get Cochran to chase it. Nice job by Priester staying with it, getting on the foul territory side of first base, really clearing himself to make a good throw over to Pearson at first.
R.J. Sherwood now trying to keep hope alive, and the pitch inside may have come off the helmet of Priester and then caroms towards the dugout, third base side. The pitch was inside to Sherwood. Not sure it came off the mitt.
That hit something solid.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a helmet, the umpire.
1-0, in for a strike. The breaking ball evens the count 1-1. Kraska, of course, able to advance to third. He stands down 90 feet away with 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. This one absolutely blasted to left field. That'll get Larson on his horse. He'll cut it off before the track, but that will bring Kraska in to score. That makes it 11-5 now. So Sherwood, his first knock of the day, picks up an RBI. That's his third of the season. So North Alabama not going quietly here, Buzzy, in the top of the ninth inning.
No, and as a coach, you got to like that. You know, you're getting whipped up pretty good on a Sunday, but your team doesn't give up. They fight to the very end. And Dorsey, knowing, you know, everybody's got scouting reports these days. Every game's on TV. You can see it. And Dorsey, knowing that he's a slider guy, they're going up there looking slider. And when that ball gets hung, when you hang a slider, those become easy to hit.
Ferrigno, who entered the game, Jackson Ferrigno, the redshirt junior out of Farmington, Connecticut, at third base defensively, bats for the first time today. This will be his 22nd at bat of the season, batting under 100 so far. 1-0 pitch, fouled back, evens it up, 1-1 strike. Fans, stay tuned on the LSU Sports Radio Network. We'll have the Women's Hospital Fighting Tiger 10th inning show to wrap up our broadcast this weekend. Get you the full stat rundowns, players, and play of the game, as well as a visit with head coach Jay Johnson. The 1-1 fires it in there, and it just missed the inside corner. Another good-looking pitch, but ruled ball 2. Runner at first, 2 down. The 2-1 pitch upstairs, make it 3 balls, 1 strike. Sherwood with the RBI single down at first base. So here's the 3-1 pitch with 2 outs, and it's ball 4. So that will put Ferrigno aboard. Now runners first and second. Fastball missing inside at the belt. Now we'll see Leighton Jenkins. He's 0 for 3 today. Did reach base back in the 8th inning by way of walk.
LSU does have left-hander DJ Primo getting loose down in their bullpen.
Dorsey delivers. Sails outside, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, got just a piece of it. Oh, I heard the bat. Wait a minute. Runners were in motion, but they'll have to go back now as home plate umpire Christopher Griffith, for a second time, demonstratively letting everyone know. Caught a piece of the bat. Priester couldn't hold on, but it does even the count, 1-1 strike. Two down, top of the ninth. LSU up 11-5 here in game 3. Runners first and second. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball a little up in the zone, inner part of the plate. Jenkins gave it a try, but came up empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Last of the hard Tiger fans here at the box on their feet with 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. The pitch, called strike 3, struck him out. Jenkins didn't lift the bat off the shoulder. Big punch out for Chandler Dorsey. And the Tigers now move it to an 11-game win streak with a clean sweep this weekend of North Alabama. The final today, 11-5. Tigers now wrap up the non-conference portion during the weekends of 2025. Again, move their record overall to 16-1. North Alabama heads back to Huntsville. They are 3-11 on the season. Final today from the box. Your Tigers of LSU 11, Lions of North Alabama